Welcome, everybody, to the Jim Masters Show Live. I am your host, Jim Masters. Good to have you with us. We are broadcasting live worldwide. It is Saturday night. We've got an amazing show in store for you, and I welcome all of you to our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. This is a double whammy here because we did a pop-up show earlier in the day with our viewers. We did that one exclusively on YouTube at our YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV. I invite you to it. Feel free to subscribe and click the notification bell so that way you're notified when we do things like that. 15 weeks of our series, well over 100 plus episodes, are available on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. So feel free to check that out. Amazing guests and great entertainment and music and live performance, food conversations, science, nature, health, wellness. You've got it all, inspiration. We talk about it all on this, what is designed like a television show, an entertainment lifestyle talk show series. And wonderful to have you here from all around the world. We've got great comments coming in already. So those of you who joined us on our pop-up show, our Saturday special pop-up show host chat that we did from 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern, we did I go on thinking we're going to do like a quick pop-up 10 minutes, and we get together and we do 2 hours unscripted of conversation. And it was really, really amazing, really, really beautiful too. So wanted to thank you for those who tuned in. You can watch it if you want to. It's on YouTube. The whole pop-up show is saved on YouTube. And we had a lot of people watching live, which was awesome. So I'm your host, Jim Masters. And if you are watching for the first time anywhere around the world, because we do have viewers all across the United States, Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Africa, you name it, and it's all different times of the day around the world. So we welcome you regardless of what time of day it is or night. And if you're watching this on the archives, then that doesn't even matter. It's great to have you with us. We've been doing this show for a long time now, 15 plus weeks. I do work professionally in television and radio as a television and radio personality and host and journalist and actor, writer, producer, stage MC, voiceover, artist and narrator, vocalist, doing it for many years, networks, TV stations, radio stations. So we formed this show 15 weeks ago, and it's been a true blessing and a joy. A heck of a lot of work, 7 nights a week we're doing it, but really, truly a blessing and a joy and so much fun. And I love all the interactivity with all of you as well. We have an amazing guest that's on. It's going to be joining us in just a moment, SUZE LANIER-BRAMLETT, and she is an award-winning legendary actress, really amazing film and television. She's also a vocalist. She's a performer. She's a singer as well, and has a fantastic voice. I was listening to some of her cuts. She's really amazing. Known for a lot of different things, but a lot of times the thing that people, the production, the material that she comes to mind for many real diehard fans first would be the thriller, The Hills Have Eyes. And I remember seeing it, and I saw it when it was like first debuted. I remember my sister and I still talk about it. It's really cool. It's really funky. It's really amazing how they did it. I won't tell you anything about it because you might want to still see it. We'll show you some stuff from it here. But when we saw it, it's when our cable company at that time, I think it was Viacom in New York, over on Long Island, I think they were debuting Showtime, or they were adding Showtime to the lineup. So it was like one of those weekends where the whole weekend was movies and sampling Showtime. And I believe The Hills Have Eyes, after a certain hour, I think it was after 9 o'clock later, they had The Hills Have Eyes on. And my sister and I still talk about that. That one stands out, as does something like The Night of the Living Dead. You know, just the eeriness of it, and just the way when you watch it, things happen that you're like, oh my God, I didn't expect that to happen. Oh, I didn't think that was going to happen to that person. Really amazing stuff. And Wes Craven production. And of course, he's well known for so many different productions. But she's going to be joining us in just a second. And we are so honored to have her here. We do our traditional welcome. If you're just joining us for the first time, there's a couple of little production elements that we do here on our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series, the Jim Masters Show Live. First, we have our raised glass, and we toast you and you and you and you and you, everybody watching, all of our faithful, loyal viewers and all the new folks who might be watching us and will watch this later in the archives on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. Now, you're saying, what is in that martini glass? Well, you actually know what's in this? This is National Lemonade Day. Did you know that? It is. It's National Lemonade Day in the United States. And so what we have is just some Arnold Palmer iced tea lemonade combo. And it's really, really good. So it's refreshing too. So it's iced tea lemonade combination. Really, really good. Very light, not too sweet. So we welcome you with that. Hopefully you guys have your drinks of choice. I see the comments piling up. We have our wonderful cast of characters, as you guys know. This was something that was just ad hoc when we did a Nostalgic Week show. And our show is all about inspiration, positivity, good times, light, levity, and lovity, as we call it. And that's a word I stumbled on when I said levity and love, and I combined the two words and created lovity. And now everybody's fallen in love with the word levity. And some of our guests are doing jingles, singing songs about levity. So we're going to be doing that soon, too, incorporating the word levity even more into our series here. George Burns is here, and George has got his cigar, and he greets all of you, and he says hello to you and you and you and you. He is there. He's looking good tonight. He's always dapper, George. That was my aunt's. She collected dolls, and when he was 100, she got that doll, and then my cousin Barbara gave it to me before I even did the show. Jeannie's here. I know you guys love Jeannie. So Jeannie is here. You see her in the bottle. She says hello. She greets all of you as well. Again, more TV trivia stuff. And again, terrific thing here because so many people have fallen in love with that. And then there's something else we have, or someone else who's one of our cast of characters that I know you guys have fallen in love with. Silver. When I was on a TV shoot in Europe, in Switzerland, we got Silver, the Silver Lab Canine. We had Hollywood legend Sky Aubrey on the show. Remember her from Batman and everywhere else. And she fell in love with the Silver Lab. So he's there and he watches over the show and makes sure everybody's doing well and greets everybody and says hello on this Saturday night. And we have another cast of character here that you guys always look for. And there he is. There's Jimmy. Jimmy says hello. He's a friendly clown. He waves to you and he says hello. Hopes you guys are doing well. He was a childhood toy. Look at the blue feet. Made of porcelain, and we kept him all these years. Cool character to have. Maybe one day I'll do the show. He's just sitting on my lap, huh? I mean, on my shoulder, not my lap. My lap you wouldn't see. The shoulder, perhaps. You're doing well? He's doing well. He's all excited. He's going to hang down here with Silver. And then one more, if you weren't with us in the last couple of nights, that came in the mail with love with my dear friend Dreama Denver, wife of Bob Denver. Wonderful actress, producer. She owns a radio station in West Virginia as well, where she makes her home. If you recall, we had her as a guest on the show just 2 weeks ago, I think. We had an epic conversation. And she saw these characters that we have here on the show. Again, this was only supposed to be one night with these characters, but you guys said, I love them, so we've kept them on the show. She says, you got to have a Gilligan. Of course, Bob Denver played Gilligan and was on Dobie Gillis and so much more, but most notable for Gilligan, from Gilligan's Island, the series. And I said, oh, well, sure. What do you mean? She says, well, we have an official Gilligan bobblehead doll, the real collector commemorative one. And I'd like you to have it. And I'd like you to add it to the set. So it's part of the home studio set here for the Jim Masters Show Live. And I thought that was a beautiful thing to do and a nice gesture. Didn't expect her to do it. And it arrived in the mail. And there he is. There's Bob Denver. And he's now part of our show. And he loves being here, right? Yes. And the beautiful signature from Dreama. So I can straighten that out for you there. Aloha. She writes, Aloha, Jim, Dreama, Denver. Aloha. Like Gilligan and the friends are still trapped on the island. So he's now part of the show, up close and personal. Really cool, huh? The Bob Denver Gilligan doll. Part of the show now, and we appreciate, with love, Dreama sending that to us. How's everybody doing? We do a quick hello to all of our viewers, and then we welcome our amazing guest who's going to be coming. Right now, as we always do, you know, we treat our guests very, very well here at the Jim Masters Show Live. So she is in the green room, and she's being treated to the finest champagne, lobster, the finest chocolates and cheeses right now. We're really bringing out the top shelf stuff for SUZE. So that's what she's doing right now as we're getting ready to welcome everybody. Of course, you know, we do lights, camera, and action to start the show. So lights, camera, action. The Jim Masters show is live and starts right now. From all around the world, we welcome you. This is a funny thing, isn't it? I tell you, it actually hangs on the wall. So let's welcome everybody. Let's see how everybody's doing. We welcome all the new folks. Continue to spread the word, share the links, tell everybody about our series. You guys have been doing that so beautifully, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's what keeps everything growing and growing. Crystal Nolan's watching in Connecticut, and she says, hi, Jim and everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Looking forward to an exciting show. You got it. Willie is here. This is double barrel fun. She was with us on our pop-up show earlier today on YouTube, and now she's here tonight. I hope you got that nap because she's in Holland. She watches in the Netherlands, in Europe, and it's 1 a.m. where she is. So she was with us from 1 to 3 our time, and now it's 1 a.m. for her. I hope you took a nap. There's your Dutch tulips we always show you because of your loyalty and for the fact that you are up at 1 o'clock in the morning in Holland watching our show every night. I think it's like 75 shows you've watched now concurrently without interruption. That's beautiful. Merlin is here in Innikip, Ontario, Canada. Hi, Jim. Nice to see you again tonight. Welcome to all the Lovities. Everybody that's a viewer on this show is now officially called a Lovity because of the word Lovity. Our guests are entered into Lovity Hall here as well. And Willie says, everyone have fun. Absolutely, we sure will. Linda Odell, who was with us for our pop-up show earlier today, she's in Florida. Hopefully those storms you were getting came through early and in and out. Good evening, Mr. Lovity. Good evening, Lovities. Good to see you in Florida, Linda. Anne is watching in SoCal, Southern California. Hope you're doing well. Hope the temperatures have cooled off. It's been in the 90s here. We had beautiful weather, like 75 degrees yesterday. It was gorgeous here in the Northeast. Now it was like 92 degrees, and we've got like severe thunderstorm coming, you know, the battle of the cool and the hot. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday, everyone. Have a blessed weekend. You too, and you've been watching our show, you know, all the time there in Southern California. We really appreciate that. Carla was with us on the show earlier, the pop-up show. Carla from Brazil. She watches in South America as well, and Isigari in Barcelona. Ernestine Webb, good to see you. Ernestine in North Carolina. Hi, Jim and everyone. Hope your weekend is going great. It sure is. Christine Fairwood, good evening, Jim and all. Good to see you in Connecticut. Thank you very much. Linda says, oh, Mr. Loverty, you're wearing your hat. Love it. Thank you very much. I know you love it when I'm a hat guy. I like to sport. I have a huge hat collection in the walk-in closet. Love hats. Hi to everybody. Renee in Iowa. She's doing well, still recovering from that derecho that happened and like an inland hurricane that came through Iowa and Illinois last week. It's double Lovity Day with Jim. Yeah, we have 2 shows today. And Carla, you're back. You know, you made everybody so hungry with that lasagna recipe there in Brazil, watching right now live in South America and Brazil. That was amazing. And you put ham in the lasagna. I want that recipe. Greetings. Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to see you again, Jim. Enjoy the show tonight. Thank you very much. Watching in beautiful Brazil. And thanks for sending me the link for the show, Facebook. Oh, it's good. I'm glad that you got the reminders that you needed. Our folks here, our viewers, are very, very interactive, which I think is fantastic. Yes, Willie, long time no see. 2 shows today. Oh, you want to know what I had for lunch? I had a huge salad that had just some little turkey in it, and it had crisp or romaine, and it had crispy butter lettuce, a sprinkling of this cranberry horseradish sauce that I told you about, which is sort of like in a jelly form, but it's delicious. It's made by a New England Stonewall Kitchen, I believe. Just put that a little bit in for flavor, and just a little bit of raspberry vinaigrette. Matter of fact, I just finished it. And a little bit of light Swiss cheese. I just finished it about a half hour ago. It was delicious. I didn't get the lunch until recently because we were out playing tennis, and we were out at the shore earlier in between shows. Tomato sandwich for you, Everybody tells you what they eat too. Anyway, we're going to get ready to welcome our fabulous and illustrious guest, Kathleen in New York City. Hey, Jim. Hope you got out and had some fun today. We did. We were able to squeeze out real quick and in between shows. And good evening, Jim. Chris watching Scream Queen Army. I'm sure you know about The Hills Have Eyes. Plus, if you don't know the other work that SUZE has been involved in, just name it. Just name a sitcom. Just name a show. Welcome Back, Kotter, Alice, Three's Company, Area 51. I mean, Days of Our Lives, the soap opera. She's very versatile as a talent and always has been. And there's a new movie that she's in that we're going to talk about as well that I'm very, very excited about. She's excited as well. Christine Clifton, cheers. Thank you very much. She's in North Carolina. Chris, I should say, good evening to you watching on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. He's in Northern Ireland, in Cumber in Ireland, which is the northern part of Ireland by Belfast. He's watching right now live, and it's like midnight for them in Ireland. So thanks for watching in Ireland right now, Chris. We love having you with us. Jennifer Barry is here. I'm here. Very, very quiet. Was fun today. Absolutely. It was good to have you with us earlier, Flower Power. Bruce Bryant. Hey, good to see you in California, Bruce. Hi, Jim. Your show rocks, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope when I'm out on a TV shoot in LA, once we're able to travel and everything, I'll come see you again in Redondo Beach, is where you were. Jack O'Halloran, who was with us last night, a veteran actor and former boxer, lives in Redondo Beach. Looks like a storm coming. Yes. Hope you do well with the storm. Good evening, Lovities. Renee Katz in New York City, the wonderful cabaret star. She's here on the show. Good to see you. I hope your family is doing well. Crystal, Ray, and Michael in British Columbia, Canada is here as well. We've got Canada. Have a great weekend. Good to see you as well from British Columbia. And you had Chinese takeaway for dinner earlier in the evening. That's right. They do say takeaway in Ireland and England, don't they? We say take out here, but I think I heard takeaway when I was watching this really funny British comedy series that's on PBS here in the States, Keeping Up Appearances with Patricia Routledge. Very popular, funny series when she was in that. So we are going to welcome my wonderful guest. I just want to show you before we welcome SUZE to the show, and she's amazing. We were just having a fantastic chat before we went, with the show live. Do you remember? Look at that look, that classic, brilliant. I remember her. I remember her as the daughter, and she was terrific in that. I mean, she can scream. She can scream. She's got an amazing scream, but more than that, she's a wonderful, wonderful talent. Not just in this movie. Of course, she's known for this, but she's just really, really so versatile. I mean, you can go from... You know what's a key to versatility or a real testament is to be able to play in something like The Hills Have Eyes and then also be on Three's Company as well, right? And, watch what you ask for. I mean, here's another, the cover of TV Showtime. That's a great, great shot of her. Welcome Back, Kotter, there with John Travolta as well. Bringing back memories for you folks. Absolutely. I'm sure you saw that episode. There's Horseshack as well. Days of Our Lives, the soap opera. So many Days of Our Lives fans as well. Tony Orlando and Dawn, remember that? On CBS on the weekends, Tony Orlando and Dawn. That show was huge, as was Sonny and Cher on CBS. Absolutely. And Betrothed is another one that's more recent as well. Here's some more shots. Three's Company. The Hills Have Eyes. If you have not seen that and you like thrillers, that is a thriller for sure. And again, she was really, really good in that. It's a real pleasure to have her here. The Hills Have Eyes was it was amazing. It was really, really amazing. Love that shot. That's a beautiful shot. She has an array of beautiful, look at the stunning shots. I mean, stunning. She's also a performer too, vocalist as well. Another beautiful, beautiful shot of her. She's a beautiful person inside and out. Love this, doing the blues. I love those sunglasses. Some more shots and other performances as well over the years. We'll talk about that. Really cool stuff. I love that shot too. Isn't that cool? Talk about versatility. She can pull off any look, any act, any background that you need, any sort of talent. She's just amazing as an actress, as a vocalist, and as a person. And it's our honor and pleasure here at the show to welcome her as my special guest here on the Jim Masters Show Live. It's an honor to welcome SUZE LANIER-BRAMLETT to the show, live and direct. Good to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
It's nice to be here is right. It's nice to be anywhere these days, I tell you.
Sure.
How have you been doing? We were talking about it during the course of the actual pre-conversation we had. How have you been doing through all this craziness of pandemics and all this stay-home situation we're involved in?
Well, I've been doing a lot of Zooms. I mean, Zoom has kept me sane because, I used to be surrounded by lots and lots of people in my house. And so to go to being a very, very sociable, and I love to throw dinner parties and have people over, to not being able to have anyone around is just culture shock and not very much fun, really. But I keep my mask handy. I do the little thing. And so they become I got into mask making. So, keep them handy. And, I'm learning the new way, which may be the way we have to go for a while.
What's cool about that mask is it looks like a scarf.
It's not. It's just a regular old mask like that.
Did you make that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I like a little leopard, little flare. So if I go out, to eat somewhere or something, I can,
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of people watching. Ralph Lampkin Jr. says good evening, and he's in Indiana. Renee in Iowa says welcome, SUZE, and Linda in Florida says welcome.
Thank you.
Isigari in Barcelona, Spain is saying hello as well and welcome to you.
Yes.
And Willie watching in Holland in the Netherlands, welcome, SUZE, to the Jim Masters Show.
I want to visit Holland.
Yes. Crystal Nolan in Connecticut welcomes you as well. And
Crystal.
Merlin in Innerkip, Ontario, Canada welcomes you. You are now a Lovety. Everybody that's a viewer and a guest on the show is now one of our Loveties.
Well, I feel blessed, totally blessed to be a Lovety. Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
It's the club.
It's the club. This is Danilo in San Diego who watches. He says this is called Lovety Hall, and that's what it is. Jennifer Barry says hi. Kathleen Walker in New York City says hello, SUZE.
Kathleen, I'm in New York.
And
I'm in New York sometimes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Screen Queen Army, his name is Chris. He lives in Northern Ireland. He says, I have The Hills Have Eyes on double disc DVD and UK Blu-ray, watching it in Ireland. Loves it. A big fan of our show and a big fan of you as well.
Oh,
Ernestine Webb in North Carolina is watching it. Loves the photos that I showed from your career, and we'll talk about those. Kathleen loves the photos. Christine Clifton in North Carolina welcomes you. And Chris, again, in Northern Ireland says hello, SUZE, and welcomes you. And many others feel the love already, don't you, SUZE?
I do.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. It's really great that you came on today.
It's all a pleasure. So let's go back in time a little bit, even before The Hills Have Eyes, because there's so many things that you've done, post that and even before that. As far as where you initially grew up and the inspirations that you've had from maybe family and others that propelled you to take this this wonderful talent that you have and hone it and fine tune it, as a young girl coming up the ranks. What were those early sources of inspiration for you? Did you have family that also were in entertainment or performers at all where you grew up?
Not professional performers, but my mother was from a very musical family. And so when I was a little bitty, my grandfather would be playing piano on the old porch, and all the neighbors would come with their instruments and stuff. And I was just a little girl. And that was before anybody, he didn't even have a TV. So that was the entertainment then. People would sit out on the porch and play their instruments and sing and harmonize with each other. My mother was in a band. So she and her sisters had formed this band. They were kind of like the Dixie Chicks in a way, except not as successful, of course, just little homegrown in Rusk, Texas. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I grew up in Dallas. And when I was 13, I was in school. I was walking across the park. It was a hot summer day, and I saw a group over across the park, and they were doing auditions for a little amateur park play for the city of Dallas. And it was called Winnie the Littlest Witch. And I walked over and asked the director if I could audition for the play. I don't know why. It just looked like fun. And I got the part of Winnie the Littlest Witch and won an award that summer in Dallas at the Parks and Recreation Center as Best Actress. Now, honey, that ignited it. I was in love with show business.
Yeah. From then, so what were some of those early steps? Were you in school plays and different things as you went along?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm still really good friends with. There was a theater in Dallas called Theater 3. And I went to high school and am still good friends with Morgan Fairchild, who was part of the theater company. She's one of my dearest friends. William S. Bickley, who produced Happy Days, who, when I came to Hollywood, gave me my first job. And
what was that? Do you remember? What was the first job in Hollywood?
It was 1975. I believe it might have, 75. And I met Henry Winkler on the set, and Bill was just fabulous. Our friendship we're still really, really good friends. And so, So
it was Happy Days was the first?
Yeah, Happy Days was my first TV show. But I'd done a lot of theater before that. I'd gone to New York first. I had gone to New York and was at NYU and did a lot of off Broadway. I'm writing a book about those days now, and off, and a lot of national tour companies out of New York. So did you like that? Did
the Broadway sort of bite you? Did you get that Broadway bug at all?
Yeah, I mean, theater, I guess I would say has always been my first love.
Yeah.
And I always seem to keep going back to it. It breaks my heart that Broadway is shut down right now. The last show I saw there was Hadestown, and I just want some way to be able to reinvent it, because even on at the Broadway theater, I saw it, and the seats are so tiny and people are so crammed in there. And I know that they're going to have to reinvent the whole thing for it to work.
Way of doing it, yeah. Everything's closed, even Carnegie Hall, till well into 2021, which is absolutely, unheard of. Who would have ever thought any of this would have occurred? So that's great. So you had New York and the wonderful schooling in New York, and then the great theater background as well. And so what made you decide to leave New York and go to Hollywood? Was it that opportunity with Happy Days?
I was on the road with Pat Paulson, if you remember him from Laugh-In and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
And we were doing a national tour company of Last of the Red Hot Lovers, and I was playing Bobby Michelle. And I was getting really great reviews. She has to be real dumb and stoned, and I was, pretty good at all that. And so anyway, so his agent was from ICM, and he came and saw the show from LA. I'd never been to Los Angeles. And so he said, why don't you come to LA and we'll represent you because you're really funny and, whatever. And I didn't realize at the time what a great blessing that was. His name was Ron Mason. And so he was Pat's manager as well. And so he started opening doors as soon as I walked into the city. And I wasn't wild about the way Hollywood looked, because I couldn't wait to get to Hollywood and Vine, and I'll never forget. I saw it and I went, "What? It's a dump." you know, but I've grown to love it. I've grown to love it. My girlfriend drove me up into Topanga Canyon, and I went, okay, I can do this. I get Topanga's so beautiful. And
did you do that Topanga Canyon Road? I did it last summer. That's some road, huh?
Well, I live on it, so you know.
You're right there. So
yeah.
I was at. I showed some pictures actually not that long ago on Facebook. That beautiful Topanga Canyon overlook.
Yeah.
At the top there, that's stunning. Are you within range of that area there?
Oh yeah, I live on top of a mountain, and so kind of the kind of like Malibu Topanga area, and so but when I drove up, my friend drove me up into Topanga, and I went, well, if there's a God, I believe if I was God, I'd live here.
Yeah.
So I and
it's high enough. You're closer to him too.
yeah, you are. Topanga's a whole lifestyle. So
beautiful spot.
I don't live in Topanga right now. I live in Calabasas, but it's close. Really close. I live a block from Old Topanga Canyon Road, which is probably the road you're talking about.
Yes, right, exactly. Windy and very visual, and has tunnels, and it's really yeah. It's it was really cool because I was going from Topanga. I was on a TV shoot actually in LA, and then when everybody said you got to go to the overlook, so I did that, and then I said I want to go hit Malibu, so I took that because it literally ends in Malibu. You're like right there. And it's very visual, very stunning. And Calabasas, I was there on a TV shoot at a place called the Hope Health Center, which is a cancer treatment center there in Calabasas. And we had lunch at a deli. It's like a good old New York Jewish deli. It was loved. Yeah, loves. Yeah. Yes. Really good food.
Gotta love Lovey's.
Right in Calabasas there. Great spot. Yeah. Really nice. The service, the food, everything terrific. Absolutely. Wow. So I was like within range of you basically during those.
I could have mentioned Lovey's.
Well, we'll have to do it next time when I come back to town. So that's
drink and a pastrami sandwich.
And those desserts they have.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They have them right there in the front counter. You can see them.
Yeah. They've been really great with the quarantine. They do a lot of deliveries. I see them driving everywhere delivering. So
I would tell people if you're in Calabasas, California, make sure you go to Lovey's because you will fall in love with Lovey's like I did. Took pictures, I said I'm going to take pictures of me with the food. I'm going to give you a testimonial because I was from the East Coast and visiting you guys, and I just loved it. A really, really good spot there. For the first taste of television, for Happy Days to be the first taste, not too shabby.
No, a second. I think Bill invited me to be on the show. I think I auditioned, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's been too long. But anyway, it was the second or third day I got here. So it really, really helped me a lot. So
being on a show like Happy Days on ABC with Tom Bosley and Marion Ross and Ron Howard and Henry Winkler and all of them, getting a chance to be a part of a cast and seeing how it actually works. And Gary Marshall was there, of course. And you had all these incredible people there as far as cast and crew. That must have really raised the visibility for you exponentially after that. How the phone started ringing. Oh, she was great. I want her for this or for that.
It's really funny. Right after the show, I got a job to go back on the road in theater.
Really?
And so rather than stay, it was a surefire job, surefire money, and I decided I would go back on the road. So I left LA for about 6 months and did a national tour. I can't remember which show it was, but it was a theater production, and then came back and did Barnaby Jones. So that was kind of cool. So that was
Buddy Ebsen, yeah.
Happy Days was my first sitcom, and Barnaby Jones was my first TV drama.
I mean, again, not too shabby. You go from the Fonz to Buddy Ebsen. I mean, not bad. Wow, that's fantastic. So that's really great. And what was it like? Somebody asked, what was it like, being on Happy Days as far as the set, and what was that experience like for you?
It was the first season, and so it was being filmed, and everybody was so nice because it was a real team effort. And they didn't I think they knew it was it was a huge success, but it wasn't like a huge success yet, where everybody was really, really famous. And so all of the kids and Tom Bosley, they were all so sweet. And Gary Marshall was just an angel. And I have been friends with his family since then. So it was really sad when he passed, and I'm still good friends with his sister Ronnie. But I knew Penny well as well.
Penny as well. I know it was a tough time. So then what happened from Barnaby Jones? I mean, here you are on ABC, and then you're on CBS. Phones start ringing more. They were people sort of like, grabbing?
Yeah. After then, I started kind of getting on a roll, and I had some good representation. And after Barnaby Jones, I auditioned for the Tony. See, I'd always on the road had done comedy, lots and lots of comedy.
Yeah,
I never aspired. I think I just wanted to be a well-rounded theater actress.
Right.
But I ended up just getting comedy after comedy. So I got ICM asked me if I wanted to audition for the Tony Orlando show. And I had to do stand-up. And they were looking for a little Goldie Hawn type of bit or whatever. And being from Dallas, and I auditioned opposite a lot of real stand-up comedians in LA that had club work behind them. And I'd never done club. I'd never done stand-up before. I'd just done comedies. So I wrote this sketch of being Miss America, and I called him Bart Perks. And I was stunned when they cast me, and George Carlin. And so I got to do lots of comedy sketches with George Carlin on the show. And then,
there you are with Tony Orlando.
Yeah.
Mm.
So the show didn't last that much longer, and I didn't. So it was kind of over before I got too many shows under my belt. But I got to work with Freddie Prinze, the real, not, the Freddie Prinze and Alice Cooper, and quite a few big names doing sketches, which was really fun. Yeah.
Of course, Freddie Prinze went on to Chico and the Man with Jack Albertson, which was a great series. Della Reese as well. That was a great series. So again, these opportunities from theater to Happy Days to Barnaby Jones to Tony Orlando and Dawn, and all their hits were playing on the radio at the time. Versatility, the sitcom, the drama, and then sort of that variety show atmosphere. Like at that time, Cara Burnett was big, and as far as her series, still big and still fabulous. But as far as her show, it was still in the thick of it, as well as Sonny and Cher and some of the others. And variety was very big. So, I mean, talk about well-rounded. You really, really have this well-rounded expertise, which is amazing. After that stint with Sonny and Cher, what happened next for you, Suze?
Well, then I went back to theater. And because I always kept going back to theater. ICM got me an audition for Night of the Iguana at the Amundsen Theater in LA. And that's the equivalent of New York's Broadway.
Yes.
And I was cast in the Sue Lyon role of Night of the Iguana with Richard Chamberlain, Dorothy McGuire, Raymond Massey, Eleanor Parker, and myself. And Tennessee Williams actually was one of the people that helped produce. So he was there at the theater a lot. So I got to work with Tennessee Williams and be around him. And I really, that was such a privilege and an honor to be in that play. And so that I got a lot of attention from having that part, because I was really the only young person in the play. So, there were some others that had smaller roles, but I had a big lead opposite Richard Chamberlain. So, it was a big opportunity for me.
And what was that like working with Richard Chamberlain? I mean, these places, these productions that you were involved in were such an extraordinary training ground for you because you were working with these real, as you were becoming a master of your craft, Suze, you were watching the masters of their crafts, and you had all of this opportunity to soak up their different methods and techniques. And by working with these folks, what was that like, garnering all of that great hands-on training and even working with somebody of, the caliber of a Richard Chamberlain?
Well, Raymond Massey was legendary, and I think probably a lot of your audience might not remember who he was, but he was a major star, and along the lines of Laurence Olivier, and with that kind of respect. And I find that the real artists are maybe I'm naive, but I never approached an acting career for fame or what it cost or the money. This is just what I wanted to do. And I found that the people that I got to work with loved the actual craft of what they were doing. Money or celebrityism were just peripheral things that went along with it sometimes, if you got that. But I think people were just really devoted to the craft and the art of what they loved doing. And that is still how I live my life. I like to do projects that are fun and creative. And I'm never bored with taking on another art form. I decided that I would brush up on my French during quarantine just to, because it's such a beautiful language. And so there's never a dull moment, particularly when you're alone.
What have you learned in French that you might be able to share with us? Any sentences or?
No, I should probably not practice here.
Could you order dinner at a French restaurant now?
I can read the menu. They'd laugh at my Texas French accent, but but I'm getting there.
That's it. When you go to Paris, you're going to be ordering and
when I get to Paris, I'm going to speak French.
That's when you go to the Louvre, if it ever reopens, you'll be able to speak French when you're looking at this and looking at that and do it all in French. That's amazing.
I'm good at reading it, though. I can really read it, but speaking it, I'm a little shy.
But that's a cool thing because a lot of people have been doing that during this quarantine time. They're taking up hobbies and different things. Gardening is like the number one thing people are doing, getting in touch with nature, getting out and sort of sampling some of the constants in life because so many things are not constant. They want to be reminded. Like for me, it's the ocean. I live along the ocean here. So we've said it multiple times on the show with guests. The ocean is sort of my go-to place for solace. And my swimming and boogie boarding and surfing and always in the ocean, boating, whatever it is. And so that's my go-to place. And, when you have that, it's really, really important. And I think it's a beautiful thing because we got to be reminded of those constants. So to study French during all of this is a cool thing,
Yeah. I'm also writing on a book, but you can't just do that constantly. You got to take a break from it or your brain fog, or I do. Right. So I have to, take a break and then go do something else and then come back to it. So I'm looking forward to that. It's kind of a dark New York 1967 memoir. And so I lived in New York in 1967.
Yeah.
What I was just a baby, and I swear, man, I would never let a daughter of mine do that, but I just went. I didn't ask for permission.
What a time to be there too. Absolutely. So then after being in the production with Richard Chamberlain, take us from there forward. What happened from there? I mean, from there, I remember that during the production, I was cast as Bambi in Welcome Back, Kotter. And I had to take one night off to be able to do the sitcom, which did not make anyone happy at the moments. But it was such a great part, and I just could not
turn that part down.
There it is on the screen with John Travolta.
Yeah, and I've become really, really tight friends with my understudy, who passed away a few months ago, and her name was Taryn Power. She was Tyrone Power and Linda Christian's daughter.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Taryn Power was one of my best friends, and still up until about a year ago, when she became ill, she would stay at my house. She had moved to Wisconsin, but if she came to LA, she would stay in my house. And she was just a fabulous, spiritual, incredible woman. And but we had kind of connived that one of those performances, something would happen where she could fill in for me. So I decided it would have to be for something really important for me to make everybody mad. And so it was to do Bambi and Welcome Back, Kotter. So they said they understood, but I'm not sure they did. But anyway.
So did you enjoy that? What was that experience like for you, Suze? Being on the set of Welcome Back, Gabe Kaplan, John Travolta, all these, you had that, then he broke out and went to Saturday Night Fever. And
yeah. Well, I mean, again, that was the first season too, on that first episode I did. And so everybody was just really, really sweet. And I did not know my brother-in-law, Eric Cohen, at the time, who created the show. I was cast by Jimmy Comack. But on the set, I got to meet the writer who was and also created the show with Gabe and a couple of other people. And so he ended up marrying my sister. That the creator, Eric Cohen, married my sister. They've been married to this day. And so everybody kind of became family, I was friends with Ron Palillo till he passed away. Yeah. Bobby Hedges was really good friends with Eric and hung out with my family a lot. Loved my mother. And Marcia, I would see at Ronnie Marcia Strassman, I would see at Ronnie Marshall's house a lot. And so I think once you're kind of in the niche, of it all, sometimes I feel like I was on the periphery and sometimes not, but we all kind of stay connected in some way. So it was, I spent 4th of July with Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, about 4th of July's ago. So I'm still, I'm still friends with them.
Which is wonderful. And John's wife had just passed away in recent months as well, and that was tough as well. They're the Welcome Back, Kotter as Bambi. Now, did after Welcome Back, Kotter, did that lead to Three's Company, or what happened after Kotter? Their appearance.
Yeah, Three's Company followed Kotter, and I think that. No, then The Hills Have Eyes followed Kotter, and then and maybe some other shows in between. I did Policewoman and Switch and all those, movies of the week. I played The Night the Bridge Fell Down. I was Desi Arnaz's wife, and but I did The Hills Have Eyes, and came back to LA, and they needed me to. And on The Hills Have Eyes, we were doing pickups out in Victorville. And I came back to LA and I was grocery shopping. There was nothing in the house. And my agent called and said, get over to ABC. They had dropped one of the actresses from the pilot. And then they had already, John Ritter and Joyce DeWitt were already in rehearsal for 3 or 4 days. Mm-hmm. And then they decided to change the Chrissy. So I went in. I was in the grocery store. I said, Mark, and they had paged me. This was before cell phones. Susan Lanier, please report to the office at Ralph's grocery store. Yeah. So I leave the cart and I go to the thing, and it's my agent. He tracked me down, and he said, get over to ABC. I said, I can't. I'm filthy. My hair, I've got sand hair, and I haven't taken a bath. And he said, just get over there. They'll do everything once you get there. I walked in, they washed my hair, they styled it, they put on makeup, they had big cue cards for me to study. And it went way into the night. It was like into the midnight or something. And it was also before emails. So they had to take that tape and fly it to New York overnight for Freddie Silverman to see it the next morning in New York early. And I was cast the next morning when I woke up around, I don't know, 9, by my agent calling and saying, get dressed, you got the job, get over to ABC. So and I had only 3 days to learn the lines for Chrissy. And that wasn't very much time to
Not at all.
Establish a character.
On Three's Company, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't very much time. That was the hardest job I've ever done.
That
and
was, yeah.
I feel that things happen the way they're supposed to.
That was amazing. What was it like working, with John Ritter, of course?
Well, John was a bit lovely. He's just a lovely guy. So is his family. Again, Hollywood is a kind of a strange place. I'm good friends with his first wife, Nancy, and their 3 children, particularly Carly, his daughter, who's a wonderful country singer.
Oh, yeah.
And so I talk to Nancy pretty often. And Nancy's brother, David Morgan, who is the lead singer now for Three Dog Night, is in my band when I perform. And he was my late husband's, one of his very best friends, and an amazing songwriter. And so it's just, who knew when I was playing Chrissy that it would all get so intertwined. But David's wife, Alicia Morgan, and their 3 children are musical geniuses. And so they all have played with me, and I love that family so much. And Nancy Ritter could not be she is truly one of the nicest people I've ever met on the earth.
Absolutely. What was it like when you were cast in The Hills Have Eyes? Because, I mean, with all this other work that you've done and the different backgrounds, Happy Days, Richard Chamberlain, I mean, just the variety of things, Barnaby Jones, and then here comes The Hills Have Eyes. What did you first think when they approached you to play that role in this what's now a legendary cult film, The Hills Have Eyes?
Well, I'd always loved scary movies from when I was a child.
Yeah.
I was always a fan of Vincent Price, The Pit and the Pendulum, and anything that was scary. I used to love to watch it as a kid. Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I was on vacation at my girlfriend's house in Victorville. Victoria, Texas. Victorville's where we shot The Hills Have Eyes. But anyway, Victorville, Victoria, Texas, and we watched the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And it was just like, I just loved those kind of movies. So when I was offered the part of Brenda, I had a meeting with Wes and Peter Locke, the producer, and my agent had a fit. And he said, no, I don't want you doing a horror movie. It's a kiss of death for anybody's career. And I wanted to be in a movie. I had done a lot of TV, and I really was dying to get a movie. I'd auditioned for, I think, Once Upon a Time in America. I don't know if it came first or last. I got to do improv with Robert De Niro, and I did not get that part, and I was so disappointed. And here was my chance to actually star in a movie. And so I said, well, I'm doing it. I'm just going to do it. He said, well, there's no money. I said, I mean, not very much money, not like money I'd been making. And I said, I just want to do this movie. He was just mortified that I had chosen to do it. And as it turns out, it has been life-changing. You never know when one thing is going to lead to the other. And I met Delaney through him seeing The Hills Have Eyes at a drive-in. So, and the rest is history. We were together for years and years. and that was my husband. So, it just, you just never know what decision is going to lead to the next. And sometimes they're good decisions. Sometimes they're not so good decisions.
Were you scared by any of it? Not, taking it on and would it affect the career, but just like when you watched it, did it scare you? Just the whole premise? I mean, really, it does stick with you.
Because the first scene we shot, the first scene Wes decided to shoot was the rape scene. So I had done the hardest part on the first day where I had all the energy. And, we had a wonderful time shooting that scene. Michael Berryman was a little shy about having to rape me. Movie rape. And
Chris in Northern Ireland actually asks, he's watching on YouTube, Jim Master TV, what was it like working with Michael Berryman?
Well, I talk to him all the time. So he's, by the way, if you want to see us working together lately, I have a music video out on YouTube called Watch What You Asked For. You just might get it. And it stars myself. I wrote all the music and directed it with another guy, Chris. And Michael stars in it too. And this is
part of that, right? This photo?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the dress I wore. And so it shows Michael and I lately. He used to be my neighbor, and then he moved to Florida, and that makes me very sad because I spent a lot of time with Michael and his wife Patty. So anyway, but we talk on the phone all the time, and we were doing a lot of conventions together. The
way they made him up was incredible. He was scary. I mean, he really.
Michael, that's not a lot of makeup. Michael was born with I don't know the name of it, but it has to do with sweat glands and lack of hair.
Yes.
And, he's not shy to talk about it. And I always found him just cute as a bug. And so when, because he was nervous about that rape scene, I said, Michael, come here. When Wes calls action, why don't we be making out instead of you raping me? And so they called action, and the curtain goes back, and Michael and I were badly making out, and, broke the ice, and the whole cast and crew went into hysterics. And so it really set the tone for a fun and loving camaraderie on the set, which was primitive, to say the least. We were out in the desert in Victorville, California, in horrible heat. And at night it got freezing cold. And so
it was like what we would expect from the movie, the desert-like conditions.
It was exactly like the movie. So everything that we, Brenda says, we're going to be French fries, frozen French fries. Well, at night, that's what it felt like. And then in the summer, in the daytime, it was just really hot. So it was pretty rough. It was a rough, but it was fun. So, and when you're young, you just, with it,
I mean, and did anybody think that it was going to turn into this cult classic that people referred to?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I just thought we were doing I didn't know what would happen.
Like a flick or just whatever it turns out to be.
I had no idea that it would end up being in the Museum of Modern Art as the best terror classic, and that it would become a cult classic. Not at all. It grew. It started off, like I expected it to. Like, not with too much flair or
fanfare
or accolades. It was just a horror movie, and then it began to grab its audience and grew and grew and grew and grew. So it's like I said, it's been a huge. I'm glad I made the decision to do the movie.
It just continues to show your extraordinary versatility as well to play that role so convincingly. Everybody, Michael, everybody that was in that played it so convincingly too, and it was really, really well done. So when you, stepping back just a little bit, that very first time that you were on television and then went back home, did you go back home to Texas, and were people like, oh my God, you know, wow, you know, hometown makes good type thing?
My friends, I'm still friends with a lot of people I went to high school with, and I think I'll always just be Susie Engeldow to them. And you know, they've all gone on to do well for themselves, most of them, and I don't think anybody thought too much of it, because I didn't. I never thought too much of it. I just did my work, and I've always thought about it as just a job, and I have never considered getting paid for what you do that you love anything but a blessing, and not a huge, incredible deal. And maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe I should have embraced it more than what it was. But we're all the same, and I think that I think my high school friends were proud, and I think they always were supportive. But I'm also proud of them, and I'm supportive of a lot of the things they've done. There are a lot of actors from that class. Jeannie Wilson, she's one of my dear friends. Morgan Fairchild, she's like a sister. She's literally like a sister. We do holidays together. And Bill Bickley, and I could go on and on. There were a lot of high achievers in that class. My father was proud. My father made me go to the store with him once, just so he could like show me off to his friends. And so that was exciting for me.
Absolutely. Made him proud. Absolutely. You also were on, we have a still from that too, Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I love that character. I played her a couple of days, and then I think she just kind of faded into the woodwork. But Fran Bascom, who was the casting director, had asked me to come in and read for that. And she was a dear friend. And, a lot of people like to work with who they know. And I've done in that music video that I was telling you about, Watch What You Ask For. Another friend of mine, Brooke Lewis, plays Miss Vampy in that. And lately I've done 2 or 3 projects with Brooke. So it's, Fran wanted me to have that role on Days of Our Lives. I was kind of upset that the character, I thought I was pretty funny in it. I made her pretty obnoxious. The town gossip, the real estate gossip. I was kind of disappointed that not more happened. Yeah. But, hey, if you're going to enter into this business, you better be able to be tough and take the rejection and the disappointments just as well as you take the glory.
Absolutely.
And accolades. Yeah.
Melanie DeTemple says you're the queen of scream.
I love that girl.
That's welcome, Melanie. And Linda asks, what was it like working with Buddy Ebsen when you were on Barnaby Jones? What was it like working with him?
Oh my gosh, Buddy was so nice. And one of the scenes that I had with him, I had to jump out of a car and run up to him. And I was a theater actress. I always knew my relationship to the stage and my environment from the furniture and wherever I was. I didn't know that you could ask for a sandbag, and you can't take your eyes, like if I'm looking straight ahead and I'm going up to Buddy, I can't look to see where I'm supposed to stop for the camera.
Yeah.
So the great Pat Hingle was guest starring that week too. And Pat Hingle said, come into my dressing room. I'm going to teach you a couple of things. And I went, what's going to happen here? Oh my God, he was incredible. He was such a great teacher. We became great friends, and he didn't want anything but to help me. And he said, you got to ask for a sandbag. You've got to say, could I get a sandbag, please, right here so my feet can stop? And you've got to be, you've got to tell them what you need. Don't be shy. And that really was helpful. I got some training from the greatest artists that, ever lived, really. And so Buddy Ebsen was quiet and shy and not really interactive when we weren't in the scene, but lovely, and gave me his phone number and said, keep in touch and whatever. So, he was just a lovely man. I did a play after that with Donald O'Connor, and I did Wally's Cafe, a tour with Donald O'Connor and Kelly Britt. And I had taken a lot of dance classes. So Donald O'Connor had taught me some of the old tap routines from the studios where he went to school, and so we played St. Louis, Missouri, and he would have me come out after the show and tap with him. And one night, Mickey, the Mayor of Oz from the Wizard of Oz,
right,
at the show, had his tap shoes. And I got to get in the middle. And I had Donald O'Connor on one side and Mickey from the Oz on the other side. And we tapped our butts off that night. So it was really fun.
And you had tap training?
Yeah. Yeah. I had studied dance with Joe Tremaine in LA, and Jaime Rogers and Stan Mason tap in LA. And so, yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, you pretty much, I think it's the same. It's getting to be the same. Kids need to know how to sing, dance, and act.
I'm not sure I understand.
My watch is talking. But I'm so impressed.
That was funny what the watch said. I'm not sure I understand. When you said you have to sing and act and do that watch just wants to do one thing: tell time. It doesn't want to be versatile like you or me. I'm not sure I understand.
I'm so taken away.
That's a cool
with
watch. What
the
kind of
young.
watch is that? That's a cool watch.
I watch.
Oh yeah, so it's. It thought you were talking to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the new talent, they're such great singers, and they're studying dance, and I think they are serious about their craft, just like we were. I think that was a long time that people weren't, but
Curtis Hay is watching. Hey, Suze, love you, Curtis.
Hey, Curtis.
Hey, Curtis Hay. He's watching on our YouTube channel. Good to have you with us. I hope you can subscribe to the channel, watch more. We do shows every night of the week, Curtis. Good to have you here. And
I love Curtis.
Linda put both daughters through ballet and tap dancing.
So good for kids. It's just a discipline.
Danilo in San Diego is here. Hello, Lovedies, Mr. Lovedy and Suze. How is everybody? We're doing fantastic. Good to see you as well. So that's really cool. I mean, the versatility of your career and a vocalist, singing too. Tell us about that, your entree into becoming a musical performer as well, Suze.
I had roots from childhood in blues and gospel music from my mother's side, from East Texas, where there was red dirt and they were very poor. And so that was some of my favorite memories in my entire life, was sitting on my granddaddy's porch, listening to him play the piano, and his son played the guitar, and the girls sang, my mom and her sister sang. And it would make me feel, I don't know, close to God or whatever. And then I was friends with a lot of great musicians in Texas. Mark Beno, I knew Willie Nelson. And so after I met Delaney in 1977, I wasn't really trying to sing with Delaney. I mean, I'd written songs before. And so before I met him, and I had done music with other people, but not a band per se. And then I got asked to audition for Louis De Palma to do to star in a movie, and I had to have a band, and I had to audition at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and Delaney put a band together for me, and I did a song called "Sitting Here in Limbo," and again, I didn't get that part, but it kind of inflamed this huge desire to do that. And Delaney was always in the studio recording, so I would try to write along with him a little bit, right? And I'm not a great vocalist. I can hold my own, and I love to sing. I'm not Bonnie Raitt. In my next life, I'd love to come back as Bonnie Raitt, or some Janis Joplin, or somebody with those kind of pipes. But I am a fairly decent songwriter, so it's a great release for me to write music, because I don't have to wait for a casting director to call me for a job. I can go to the piano, and I play kind of bad piano, but enough to write a song. And if I'm feeling stressed or anxiety over COVID or sadness or pain, I kind of handle that through writing music. And it's just a great release. And I have sold some songs and had them in movies, and to make a little money at that is just a thrill. You know, I love music. If you had to tell me, pick one or the other, I would pick the music.
So music speaks to your heart first.
Mm-hmm. It's more real. It's more in the soul. It's more in it. It's just, yes, I just love music.
What kind of music do you like to listen to in your off time as well, Suze? You like a little of everything?
Okay, well, my gym closed, so I have a rebounder, right? And that doesn't hurt my old knee, which has had a lot of wear and tear from all those dance classes, among other things.
And just all that running you did at the Hills Have Eyes.
I know, and so I love my rebounder. And honest to God, I put on Little Feat the playlist, Pandora Little Feat,
Right.
and that gives me a good workout. And I love that band. And there's so many wonderful rock classic bands, the Allman Brothers and Delaney. Nobody could sing. I mean, he produced Eric Clapton's first album, so and wrote Superstar and Never Ending Song of Love and Let It Rain, and with co-writers, and so with Leon and Eric and other people, and so I just I didn't have to go to music school. Now that I didn't have to do, because I was actually with one of the greats of all time, and he is, nobody will dispute George Harrison, gives him, George Harrison talks about him, Eric talks about him, Elton John talks about him. They all talk about the influence that Delaney had on their work. Mm-hmm. We were together almost 31 years. So,
right.
So we had broken up and gone our separate ways, and then came back together. So we never lost touch, though. So and we kept doing music together a lot. So.
And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, it seems like you've continue to have these wonderful relationships with people over the years, which I think is really what it's all about. And I like the way you talk about and you describe, you're very humble. I mean, you have this illustrious career, but you're very humble about it. You're in it for the right reasons. It's for the craft and bringing enjoyment to people, and what comes of it, whatever fame or riches or anything else comes from it, wasn't the driving force and isn't the driving force for you to do the work, which is why I think people have enjoyed working with you and have wanted to work with you and still want to work with you all these years, because you don't come into the scene like, all right, SUZE is here, now we can start. You're the opposite of that. Does that come from, and your passion and inspiration and resilience and fortitude, from the family upbringing in Dallas initially? They sort of set the tone for you?
It came from fabulous theater training in Dallas as a young girl. I think I played the Daisy when I was 14 in Alice in Wonderland, and Morgan was in the play, and her sister Catherine was in the play, and we were the directors of the theater were Jack Alder and Norma Young, and they didn't mess around. I mean, they did not mess around. Mediocrity was not acceptable And if you wanted to be in that theater, you scrubbed the toilets and you worked the box office and you painted sets. You did everything they told you to do. But the main thing that they taught us was an actor's job is to act. A director's job is to direct the actors. My job as an actress is to follow direction. And for it's always worked for me, that discipline. It was tough love almost. We were taught that we're all in it together. It's a team effort. And I love the crew. I fall in love with the crew just as much as I do the actors, because actors are nothing without a good cameraman and good sound guy and great director. And the crew works really hard. And sometimes they don't get the appreciation I think they deserve, for making a great movie, except, the Academy Awards. But, we're all in it together as far as I'm concerned.
You remind me so much of me, because I was trained that way in school and working in television and radio and all. I was always trained to be like the versatile guy, the person that understands all aspects of what's going on, from being an on-air talent, an on-air host, an on-air performer, to understanding what the grip is doing, and the lighting person, the makeup artist, the audio engineer, the editors, and then, getting a taste of doing all of that as well, understanding what the sales department and the marketing team and the promotion people are doing, and to respect all of them. And for, to have, I'm somebody who's even, I carry equipment for camera guys. I'll do whatever I can. And sometimes I have to learn not to do it when the guy's union.
Yeah.
But he says, Jim, if I could let you carry it, believe me, I'm sweating and it's 400 pounds. I could use the help, but you can't. But, I try, I'm like you, I try to help, because I look at the bigger picture. I look at the overall experience and the people that we're involved with, and the outcome of the production. We're all here working as crazy as things can be, and as chaotic and stressful, and all the stuff that people don't even see when they watch it at home or on the screen or hear it on radio, whatever it is. They don't really understand all the chaos and craziness and stressful and redo and that happens before it looks so effortless and perfect and wonderful on the screen. But that we're all sort of on the same ship, and we're all keeping the ship afloat because we want something wonderful to result from it. And I see that in you, and I think it's a fabulous thing, because I'm very much like that myself. And that's a cool thing. I'm sure when you walk in the room, people are at ease. They're like refreshed, because you're here to roll up your sleeves like I do and participate. Let's all, make this as best as we can, and let's have some fun doing it, right?
Yeah, I mean, even when I do a cabaret show in LA, and my band, I'm very specific about what I want, and I also will be kind but insistent to get what I hear and what I want. But they're all such geniuses that I have to listen to what they say first, and if it doesn't gel, then I go, no, that's not how I hear it. Do it my way, because it's my show, whatever. But yeah, it's all a team effort. I know that young girls and young men, when they're looking at a movie, they think, oh, I could do that. It's so easy. Well, it is hard. It is hard work. And you have to be respectful I have to be respectful of everybody that's working so hard on this set. But yesterday, my manager, my dear sister manager, Eileen O'Farrell, calls me and she said, drop everything. You've got 4 voiceover auditions right now. Now, she did not care what I was doing. She didn't care if I was going to the store. She didn't care if I had to go get my hair. I can't get my nails done or my hair done, so I'm doing it myself because of COVID. But I mean, I had to drop it that second, do 4 voiceovers, and get them to her within an hour. And your life is not your own if you're going to take the career very seriously. And if you still want to keep working, you've got to be available. You've got to be able to do these things. Now, it's a lot easier now with internet, and even the microphone on the phones are great. So you can do auditions faster and do them from home rather than driving through 2-hour traffic in LA to get to an audition at a studio and then walk blocks and blocks. But I love the new audition situation for somebody like me that lives in Topanga particularly.
Yeah, self-taping and all that's a big thing. I did a couple of self-taping auditions for freelance work as well. And so, you know, when you look at all of that, that's the whole new reality with the internet and all these different other aspects, you know, of it. Have you, you know, when you mentioned, if you go into these industries like we're in, it really is all in. Like this show, you know, I do this work professionally, but I launched this show 15 weeks ago and I'm doing it every single night live. It takes a lot of work, stamina. There's a lot of, you know, I'm up late at night putting it together, up early in the morning because I'm excited about doing it, the whole thing. But was there ever a time where you did say, maybe in the early years or in between, wow, this is really, I just want to have a quiet life with a house. I don't want all this running around and phones ringing. I got to go here, there. Did you ever have the time where you said, you know, I want to go back to a quiet Texas or whatever. I want to go back to a simpler life?
No, I've always loved LA. I have to tell you, once I got settled into LA, I've loved LA. And but that being said, acting became much less important to me. And I actually had a lovely photography career. So I've shot Penny Marshall. I've shot just a ton of people. Robert Duvall, Willie Nelson. I mean, I've shot a lot of people and photographed them. And so that is a much quieter behind the scenes. But I am so glad I had to do that because I would have never grasped the concept of self-tape if I did not understand lighting and cameras and how to do all that. So it's like, so again, one thing leads to the other that makes it like easier to go on to the next chapter. But for many years, I've always done an acting job here and there, but I did a play with Leslie Jordan, a couple of, let's see, I think it's been about a year now. Sally Struthers and I played sisters, and she was married to Leslie, and Leslie's this now big internet sensation, you know.
You said Sally Struthers, right?
Yes.
Somebody did ask. They actually confused and said, "Did you play Archie Bunker's daughter?"
No.
Did you get that? Do you sometimes get that? Do they?
Yeah. And for a while, for 5 minutes, she was going to drop out of the show, and I met with Norman Lear to replace her.
Oh,
and I had that job, but she decided to come back.
Yeah.
But anyway, she decided to come back. But she's a lovely woman, and so I played her sister last year in theater. Again, back to the theater at the theater in Hollywood. So Leslie wrote this musical called Church. So Sally and I got to sing, and it kind of started the three of us. So it was fun.
They're talking about The Hills Have Eyes as well. Trust me, you're going to love this movie. And I guess, and that's Linda in Florida. Renee in Iowa says, found The Hills Have Eyes on Tubi. I don't know if you know, there's a new internet channel, you know, like it's not a streaming channel, but it's Tubi, and they have a lot of classic, nostalgic, really cool stuff. Going to watch it after this show. She's going to watch The Hills Have Eyes. All right, you better be ready for it.
First, make a martini.
Make a martini, lock the doors and windows.
Yeah.
That's right. You're in Iowa. There's no hills, so you're good. You're in the flatlands there. There's no, if you were watching it up in a cabin in the mountains of Maine or, you know, somewhere else, then
yeah,
that would be something. You know, when you look at all of this, it's extraordinary, and you're still doing so many cool things. You're working on a movie now. There's one that you shot. Tell us about that.
I just did a sitcom that's a shorter sitcom. I don't know what the
So
format.
like a web series.
I don't know if it's picked up or whatever, with Casper Van Diem, called Stripped, and I play a hysterical, funny old horny woman named Ida, and then
A
I'm
horny woman named Ida. That's got to be funny.
and then a scary little web thing with Brooke Lewis, and that's called Red Rooms, and I think they're both in post-production, and so everything is kind of standing still right now in Hollywood till they figure out COVID, and I am glad, because I'm at a vulnerable age bracket. I mean, come on, let's face it, I've lived a long time, and I'm lucky to be here. And so, I keep wearing masks and shields and taking care of myself and isolating. And I was
Yours like a horror movie.
It is, I was supposed to be in Moscow when COVID got serious. I was going to be in Moscow doing a project, and I am so glad that it hit right before, and I did not go, because I would have gotten trapped in Moscow, and I don't want to do COVID there. So I'll be in Topanga. Thank you.
Up on the mountain.
Yeah.
Overlooking the scenario.
I'll be up in my mountain. I'm quite happy in my mountain, not in some. I don't know, but I mean, they were nice. It was a film festival thing, but I don't know. I mean, that's, so I don't stand still, but I'm glad that everything's at a slower pace. It's giving me time to work on my book.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
do you go outside and enjoy nature and do any go for walks, or just get out in the air and get in touch with nature as well, in the yard or whatever?
Well, I have a 6-pound Chihuahua named Stella. She's a Chorky. She's half Yorkshire Terrier and half.
Needs to be walked.
Yes, she likes her little walk. So I either take her for a drive and then we walk somewhere, or I'll walk her. I have a trail here, so I can walk her on the trail.
And who leads who?
She owns me.
Yeah.
And she's really been a lifesaver. Through my Stella and my dear girlfriends have really been lifesavers through.
Chris in Northern Ireland says the closest I've ever been to Russia is via a vodka bottle.
Me too. I'm getting ready to hit it. No. I'm kidding.
No, that's funny. I like the way the Texas comes out, the Dallas comes out.
Yeah, that's right. If I have a drink, I mean, I'm from Dallas.
That's it. Linda asks, when is your book going to be out? I sure do want to get your book.
Oh, Linda, you doll. It's very dark, and I am pushing myself. I'm trying to get at least 2 pages a day. I'm towards the end of it. And maybe I can come back when it's over and give it a little push, But
the target like 2021 somewhere, or
definitely 2021.
Yeah,
definitely. Yes.
Yeah. I have another photo here. Tell us about this here.
Oh, that was Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. I played a character named Miss Dazzle. So that was a Sid and Marty Krofft show. I did shows. I did Kids from Caper. This was one of my first ones. I was pretty young when I got to Hollywood, and so and I always Miss Dazzle is the character, and she's just as dumb as a stick. So I was really good at playing really dumb.
So like the way Goldie Hawn sort of did it on Laugh-In and other sort of things, similar a little bit, but
just spacey. Mm-hmm.
Stunning. I mean,
I'm going to tell you something.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. That's a long time ago.
What were you going to say?
A very long time ago.
I'm going to tell you something. That was just not yesterday. That's funny, but beautiful. I mean, even now, absolutely. It's in the eyes. I see why they brought you into The Hills Have Eyes. Your eyes speak volumes. They really speak volumes. This is a cool one too. SUZE doing the Blues. Tell us about this.
Now, this is from a play called Last of the Honky Tonk Angels, starring, again, myself and Leslie Jordan. It was kind of an ensemble cast to some degree. And Leslie wrote this play, too. And Leslie is a very, very talented man. And I've been blessed to be asked to participate in some of his projects. As crazy as he is, he's just a doll. And so most of the time.
I like
Depending on his mood.
That's right. Then there are those days where he didn't eat yet. And
Yeah, that still is from a theater production in Hollywood. Mm-hmm.
That's a very cool shot.
Thank you.
It really, really is.
And I did have to sing a lot in that.
And this too.
Oh, that's not from anything but just,
No, it's a cool, like a
rock and rolly hanging out.
Just hanging around the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I like this one too, your expression. You really get into it performing.
Yeah, that's in my studio actually. And I was just recording myself singing Allergic to Texas. I have a new EP coming out called Allergic to Texas. And it's a bluesy album. And I have a YouTube video called Facebook on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, SUZE LANIER-BRAMLETT. And so that still is not from that video, but you might enjoy that song. It's a satire
about Facebook,
on how crazy Facebook is.
It is, isn't it?
I know what you ate last week: roasted duck and collard greens. So,
well, at least that's what they posted. In reality, it was a peanut butter sandwich with chocolate milk, but they posted roast duck.
Yeah. No, I have roasted duck and collard greens in the video. I directed it. So
very nice. Very nice. This is a cool shot too.
Oh, that's a red carpet. That was for Cut, a horror movie I did with David Roundtree directing. He also starred in it with David Banks and myself. And that movie, I play a film director, and Dee Wallace's real life daughter, Gabrielle Stone, is my ingenue. And so Gabrielle and I are also in that movie. And it's kind of weird to have worked with Gabrielle's mother in The Hills Have Eyes, and then, Dee Wallace, and then Gabrielle.
Daughter.
Now it's generational.
That's right.
I also have a son. Talk about generational. I'm very proud of my son. His name is Dylan Thomas, and he's played with some great punk bands, 45 Grave and King Cotton and the Dickies, and he's a wonderful guitar player. So we're very close.
That's terrific. That's terrific. There's a shot from that the web series, right?
No, this is a new horror movie.
This is Beneath, right?
It's a thriller. It's not a horror movie, really. This is from Beneath the Black Veil.
Yes, yes.
I play an agent named Patty.
Ah, very, very nice. Very nice. I think there's a clip we have of that, a little bit from that. Yeah, I think we do have a clip that you had sent along. So let's see if we can set that clip. Before we get to that, there was another one. Oh, yeah. This here.
That's Betrothed with Bill Oberst.
Betrothed, yeah.
Now,
what was that one?
I have to warn you. My computer is on red, and I can only plug in one thing at a time. So I'm not sure. I've got a lot more juice going.
The computer's on red?
No, yeah, like I can only plug in either my camera or the charger.
What kind of computer do you have?
A MacBook, but it doesn't have the 2 ports. It only has 1 port, and the camera has the port.
So it only gives you 1 port for either the camera or the outlet to plug it in?
I could sign off and plug in and come back. Do
you want to? Because I can talk. Somebody else did that, actually. I don't know if it was Sean Kanan, the actor, did it. His thing was going out, so he signed off just a little bit, and then he came back right on after he charged it a little bit. You want to do that?
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to run out of juice. I've been watching it. It looks like I have a couple of more minutes if you want to do the film, and then
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, because you don't want to cut right off, right? If you see it going wacky, just let us know and we can do,
okay. I'm just pre-warning everybody that I have not upgraded. I just got this webcam and I like it, but I may not be able to come back on it. I may have to use the computer camera.
I like the way you say it. Yeah, but folks, look at her fabulous background. She created this background just for us tonight. Isn't that fantastic?
Little House on the Prairie, Brett.
It's perfect. It's perfect. That's Linda does say, wow, Dee Wallace, you've sure had a lot of great actors and actresses that you have worked with. Mary Bishop says you're a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
And Linda loves the sunglasses that you were wearing in that shot.
I'm a sunglass freak. I love sunglasses.
That's let's see if we can show that clip here.
Okay.
And then we'll come right back.
All right.
If anything happens during, you can just plug it in and I'll chat with the viewers and then you can always come back. The link that I sent you still would act as the link to come back in if something were to happen.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right. Mr. Jackson.
That's Jensen.
Right. How come I never get that?
I don't know.
I just want to leave here and die.
I have to attend to this. Consider this a breach of contract. We are leaving here and going straight to our lawyers. Prepare for litigation, Tom. Come on, honey, let's get the hell out of here.
Just a little teaser. That looks fantastic. So tell us more.
Products, because nobody's meeting with people right now, or if they are, they can't make decisions and whatever. I mean, they're just now talking about the Regal theaters opening up right next week.
Yes.
Somewhere. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't think I'm going to be going to the movies, but not right away.
So how did you get involved with that movie? How did that all come about? Looks cool.
He's a friend from a wonderful director named Brian Danley introduced me to him. Brian Danley wrote and directed the movie Saved with Macaulay Culkin. And he's like my brother. And he brought him to a convention I was doing, Monsterpalooza in Burbank. And Jason was in the crowd and we got to know each other that way. It really, so much of the work is who you know or who they know or who you meet. And it's not all the parts are up for grabs. A lot of people like to work with their friends. That's just the way it is. And it's normal, really.
It still exists that way, doesn't it? A lot of people say, Melanie says she loved the movie clip we just showed, that little teaser.
I love it, baby.
She said something else earlier. Oh, she said she loved your Swamp Cabaret show.
She goes to all of them.
So what is that like? Tell us about that.
It's all songs I've written. An hour and a half worth of songs. I do comedy in between. I twirl the baton on stage and throw it up in the air. And I know people think I'm going to miss, but I don't. And I just get to, that's my most fun thing. It's just to do comedy and then do a song or tell us a little story, and there's short little stories. And then my band, I work with some of the best players in LA, Chad Watson on bass and Denise Fraser and Danny Ritter on drums and Alicia Morgan on keyboard. I know I'm leaving people out. Hank Barrio on guitar. They worked with all of the greats. And so, I'm very lucky that they want to play with me and play in my band. So, yeah.
When you look at this body of work, this amazing career, Suze, that you've had, all the way to the very beginning. And this we used this for the promotion. This is a spectacular shot.
Thanks. It's a couple of years old. Somebody else said, "Oh, what a great picture!" Yeah. Well,
but whoever your photographer is, you know, the photographers you've used are fantastic too.
I shot that picture actually.
You did?
I shot it myself.
You have a way of really capturing the eyes, which is the most important part. There's such expression. This photo. There's a lot of. It's a very welcoming, warm, pleasant photo, but there's a confidence I see in those eyes. A confidence, like, you know, I've worked hard. I've gotten through a lot of things, and it's just you're in your spot. You're in your zone. There's a confidence expressed in that. Were you aiming for that?
I think I just lucked out. You know, I have to delete most of them.
You do that too?
Most of them. You know, I'll shoot.
Yeah.
But, I got my new passport picture the other day because my passport is about to expire. And so I just picked somebody in the valley, the armpit of the valley. And I went in and I went, I need a passport picture really fast. He said, okay, sit down. I was the only one in there. He went, click. I went, that's it. So, all right. That I did just get a notice that I'm going to be, my computer's going to go. So
it's going to blow up.
Yeah. Should we say goodbye or what? What do you want to do?
Up to you. Do you have time, or what would you like to do?
Well, I can talk, but I mean, I don't know. So, okay. So rather than the book die out, I'll go off and come in with my computer lighting, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Yeah. Just say goodbye, because I've been on a long time, but
yeah, just in case, right?
Yeah, just to say goodbye to everybody. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll have a drink.
No, have a drink. And the link is still the same.
I need a little Grey Goose. No, I'm kidding. All right. I'll be back.
All right. We'll see you in a second. Okay. So she's going to figure that out. That was cool, right? She's amazing, isn't she? That's SUZE LANIER-BRAMLETT. I want to go over just some of those photos. What's happening is her computer, she's figuring out her webcam, and it looks like on the sides of her computer, she's got 2 ports or 1 port or something, and it only allows her to plug in one thing. So she's using her webcam, which she just got. She was telling me about it before we went live on the air. And she got a new webcam, so she's playing around with it, and she did the lighting. She created that background, which is really cool. I like it. She's like Little House on the Prairie. And so she's toying with it, but I guess the webcam is sucking a lot of energy from her computer. So she's trying to figure out, how to re-energize the computer, because it's taking the power and energy from the computer, and she doesn't have the ability to charge the computer as well as use the webcam at the same time. So she's going to charge it a little bit and then come back. But if you're just joining us, again, she's a brilliant actress, isn't she? She's so funny. She's humble. She's never forgotten her roots. This is In the Hills Have Eyes. Again, for those of you that said you're going to watch it tonight, it's a thriller. It is a horror movie. It's a really cool movie. You're going to like it. Or you'll be scared, that's for sure. I won't tell you anything about it because I want you to watch it. Well, if you do watch it, enjoy. But she plays the daughter. And all I will say, it's a family that goes on a family trip in the desert. And that's all I will tell you. And the movie does go back a ways a little bit. It's a classic cult movie for many, and she and all the characters, the cast, were really brilliant in it as well. A couple more shots in case you're joining us. This is the initial first scene that she was talking about with Michael Berryman, a fantastic actor as well. But what great experiences SUZE has had, right? I mean, wonderful theater career and experience in New York. But then she ends up on Happy Days as her very first touch and taste of Hollywood, huh? You know? So she'll be back in just a second as soon as she gets things charged up. Horror movies and books don't scare me. I love that stuff. I've read many Stephen King books. Do you remember Night of the Living Dead? That was really incredible too. Yes, SUZE is amazing. Isn't she funny? She really, really is. She's got a great sense of humor as well. Christine says, I admire the versatility of SUZE talents in so many areas: films, sitcoms, dancing, music, photography, plus all the superb actors and actresses you're able to work with, and all the co-workers during your entire career. Happy you're still working on the projects and book. When she comes back after she charges her computer a little bit, I'll show her some of these comments so you can relay them. Melanie, wonderful having you here. Your eyes remind me. Yeah, Donna Mills. There's a little bit of that Donna Mills look there. Yeah, the SUZE has eyes. Absolutely. And but what a great career. I mean, talk about the versatility, which is what I was talking about. I watched The Hills Have Eyes with my two daughters. I think the whole city of St. Augustine, Florida, heard us scream. LOL, but we sure enjoyed the movie. Yep, a Wes Craven movie. Absolutely, yeah. And very fortunate. You're right, Kathleen. She's been on so many hit shows. And you guys have had some really good questions for her as well. Of course, Three's Company. We're talking about that. A couple of different shots from Three's Company there with John Ritter. And John Ritter as well. And Joyce DeWitt, of course. And a couple more. And she said she loved the character that she played on Days of Our Lives. And that was really cool. That was amazing. And this is a great shot, as I mentioned, TV Showtime. She's there on the cover as well. Really interesting story she shared about her time on Welcome Back, Kotter, playing Bambi. And really amazing how she's talking about how you've got to really move quick, you know. You got to be able to jump at a moment's notice. And she is back with us, everybody. Oh, I like that. Oh, you know, that's perfect. We should have talked about The Hills Have Eyes with that lighting. No, it looks I told you. They got nervous. Oh no, she's gone. She's gone. They were crying. They were sad. People were rioting in the streets.
Oh my God.
They got up on their roofs and they said, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
a little bit different setup.
That's cool. We're transitioning into evening.
It's the evening. Happy hour.
Did you get that drink you wanted or what? No. Yeah. She's a professional. I promised the audience I would show you some of their fantastic. They're saying, welcome back. They were so like, oh my God.
Thank you, Renee.
So many characters she was and is able to play throughout her career. That is so true.
Thanks.
So lucky to have been on such great shows.
Kathleen.
And yeah. I watched The Hills Have Eyes with my two daughters. I think the whole city of St. Augustine, Florida heard us scream, but we sure enjoyed the movie. And
thank you, Linda.
Yeah, some really comments here. Enjoyable this evening, thanking us as well. Linda says that you are amazing.
Hey.
Danilo was saying, you are so funny. Mary says, great.
Gotta have a sense of humor, girl.
You sure do. You sure do. And great meeting you as well. And then this one was great. I want to make sure you saw this. I admire the versatility of SUZE's talents in so many areas: films, sitcoms, dancing, music, photography, plus all the superb actors and actresses you were able to work with and all the co-workers during your entire career. Happy you're still working on the projects as well as the book.
Thank you.
That's from Christine in North Carolina. And Chris in Northern Ireland says, the SUZE has eyes.
Oh.
That's really, really good.
Thanks, Chris.
Welcome back to Lovely Hall from Danilo.
Danilo, hi.
So I was saying, when you look at all of this, this amazing career and all these things that you've had an opportunity to be a part of, and this, of course, is the recent, which we were talking about as well, but just all of these amazing opportunities that you've had, that's terrific. When was that TV show time?
I think that was for a series I did with Ned Beatty.
Ned Beatty, yeah.
Called SUZE. And Barry Miller and Ned Beatty and Olivia Cole and myself.
Fantastic.
Another great actor, Ned Beatty.
I mean,
yeah, I don't even think of it that. I mean, he's just an actor.
Right. A colleague, right? A veteran colleague, a professional, right? Exactly. But still, the opportunities that you've had and the variety of them is extraordinary. I think it's really, really cool because a lot of people, they get boxed in to certain things and then that's it. They're only seen, like you said, there were a couple of times that another fabulous photo. This is fantastic. This is stunning.
That was one of my first headshots. I did not shoot that.
Yeah, no, that's stunning. And again, it's all in the eyes, and then the musical ability. And again, this fantastic shot as well. And this one, but still, even just talking about the versatility, I mean, somebody that can go from Sid and Marty Krofft to The Hills Have Eyes to, Barnaby Jones to Richard Chamberlain to theater to tap dancing with the greats and all of this, that's total, one-stop shop you are. You need talent, call SUZE. She'll give you whatever you need, whatever that project is, you will adapt to it. And
thank you.
Willie in Holland is happy that you're back. She's still up. It's like 2-3 in the morning for her in Holland, and she's still here watching on YouTube.
I want to come see you in Holland, Willie. I haven't been to Holland. My son has, but I haven't.
Where are some places, if you could perform anything, where would you like to go in addition to Holland? Are there places you would like to go to?
I guess Europe. I mean, I love Europe and I love Paris and London and Ireland. And so, yeah, I mean, I'd love to be able to, for the world to become more one again. It seems like we've started branching off into separate cultures. And only 10 years ago, it seemed like people were much more united, and so just whoever wants to hear me, I don't know. I always just trust, my favorite song really is Row, Row, Row Your Boat.
Oh, man.
Gently down the stream.
Merrily, life is but a dream. Yeah.
And I believe,
it's so true.
I believe life is just, if you just go gently down the stream, you'll end up where you're supposed to be.
How, through all of that, that's a perfect segue to what I was thinking of asking you, which is, well, I think I already know the answer just in this conversation. You're very grounded, you've rooted, you're humble, and you're doing everything for the right reasons. I find myself to be similar. I understand the difference between, fantasy and reality and everything. How do you separate the two? Being surrounded by all of the opportunities and the trappings of Hollywood and fame and celebrity and all those things. Do you think that upbringing in Texas that has kept you grounded, where you can still meander through all of the celebrity and fame and everything that comes with the package, but still remain SUZE, remain who you are and true to yourself?
I have, because I've been here for so long, I have seen so many people at the top of their game and end up having to move out and go home and no money and I are not even still be here. Life has taught me to be humble, because we're all in life together and nobody's better than anybody else. And I think that some people are more ambitious than others. And I think some people have more courage to go out and pursue the things they want. But there's nothing wrong with just wanting to have a family and be a wife. And it doesn't make me any better than somebody who makes that choice. You know, it probably is a healthier choice, you know, but there was something born inside of me that needed to, I will admit to this, and I'm not too humble about that. I am creative. I have a creative right brain that is very active, and I hope it stays that way.
It sounds like you're very also caring and empathetic as well.
Yes, I am. I've seen, again, you know, I've lost my husband, you know, I'm a widow. I know the realities of life, and each day is a gift. And I think that we all need to embrace it as such and love each other. I mean, there's a lot of lack of love these days, you know. I'm going to tell you something. I was young in the 60s. I was one of those hippies out there. And we thought, we believed and dreamed in a utopia where everybody was equal and everybody loved each other and everybody took care of each other. And if I had pizza and you didn't, you're going to have some of my pizza. You know, I mean, we're just going to be, I know it's idealistic and I was young, but you know, for it to go so far the other way is very sad to me, because I think that we were put on this earth to love each other.
I agree 100%. And, you know, from what you said earlier, I was in tune with that, because I've said to people numerous times that I think before we had to social distance, SUZE, we were already starting to do that because we had our heads stuck on our cell phones. We weren't listening to what each other were saying. Everything was becoming so divisive and everybody's so angry, and it's either my side or your side, and all these extremes and all this violence and hatred and people just worrying about the buzz and the bling and superficial stuff, that, you know, the really important, simple things in life, even the environment, whatever it is, were sort of being shoved aside as not interesting, not important, passe, done, been there. And that if it isn't something that is now, and it's only 5 minutes old, it's now irrelevant. And there's no cherishing past and memories, and no stopping to pause to savor what you just did and the experience that you just had. I'm very big with that. If we do something, or we go somewhere, or we experience something, or I accomplish something, I want to pause for a minute and like, wow, let's relish in what we just witnessed or lived or experienced or built or created. And I think our world has been very much like next, quick, next, burn through it, breaking news, everything breaking news, next. And I think everything caught up with itself. And I said something that it's touched a lot of people, I guess. I said, I think there was some sort of a meeting of the planet Earth, Mother Nature, and the divine came together and said, enough. You guys were given this beautiful planet. You guys were given human life, and you're screwing it up. We're going to throw a few major things. The tornadoes, the earthquakes, a couple other things. It's not affecting you guys. You're rebuilding and you're going on, and you're still being hateful. And, you know, before all of this, everybody was like, where's all the empathetic people? Where are the good people? Where are all the friendly people? Where's all the respect, the civility? It was going away. Somebody was listening to that. And I think they threw in a pandemic and civil unrest and the economic and, you know, storms that are monstrous and all this weather that's been happening and fires and all, as an opportunity for us to say, look, you've got an option. You didn't like social distancing. You're not liking it now. You're not liking the lack of human connection, and you can't go see your relatives on a plane, and you can't hug one another, and you can't kiss someone on the cheek. You can't do anything. You've got to stay separated from each other. How do you like it? You don't like it, right? Well, what are you going to do with it? So my hope isn't that we return to any sort of normal, because the normal, I think, was becoming a little abnormal. I'm hoping we come out of the ashes, rise from the ashes better as people, more loving, empathetic, not Pollyanna-ish, but still, what the heck is wrong with a little Pollyanna once in a while? What's wrong with fantasy and dreaming and brainstorming and creating? Why does everything always have to be just raw reality all the time, just reality? We weren't set up as people to have everything just in your face all the time. You got to be able to step back and breathe and love and share and, lending and expanding on what you just said. I think we're on the same wavelength with this, hoping that this situation, which is extraordinary, it's horrific, it's unbelievable, it's unprecedented. I've said the only people I think that could have scripted this year would have been Rod Serling, Steven Spielberg, or Stephen King. It's been that crazy. But I really hope that we come out of this better as a people and less divisive. I'm a Libra, so it's all balance and harmony. And I'm the one who likes to come in when I'm on sets or I'm in studios. Everybody's like, "Oh my," which is what I think happens with you. Jim's here. Jim doesn't demand anything. Jim helps out. He rolls up the sleeves. He throws in some laughs. He makes it easier for us as opposed to ramping us up. And he's going to find ways to bring us together. This one's yelling over here, that one's yelling over there, and nothing's happening. And I try to see if I can bring everybody together, and we don't get everything we want, but at least we find a fair and equitable way to get some of what we want. And I think that's how life really should be. And you are so right, Suze. We were going and heading in a direction that wasn't that sweet.
And I think I knew Gloria Steinem, but when I was younger, I worked with her, and just the fact that we finally have a woman that is is in the running for vice president. It makes me very happy because I think that women are going to start respecting themselves more in terms of their minds. We weren't given bodies to sell or to sell out with. And so I love, I have some hope, that women can start running the show a little bit more. I think that it's overdue. And so, I don't know. I mean, I just like the fact that I think that some good will come out of the coronavirus. The virus isn't going to go away. We just got to learn how to treat it now. It's going to be like the cold or the flu, I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe there'll be a vaccine that works, but we've got to learn to deal with this. I know I've learned a lesson. I put on a mask and gloves, and I'll keep doing that, even if they come up with a cure, because we never know if there's going to be another one. And I haven't had a cold or bronchitis. I haven't had one sick day since it started by washing my hands more and protecting myself more. So if anything, I mean, there are some great things that's come out of this.
Yes, exactly. It goes back to the basics. What our mom said when we were kids: wash those hands. And now we're we're adults, and we have to have other adults telling us, wash those hands. Wear the mask. I wear the mask too. I'm with you. We do all have to come on the same page with this, or it's not going to get solved. So we have to somehow everybody do the same thing at the same time to try to rid or alleviate or reduce this horrific situation with COVID.
The mask should not be a divisive.
Not at all.
I mean, first of all, anybody who thinks I love going around wearing a mask, and I'm a big pro-mask person, I don't like it. I mean, I want the days where I didn't have to wear a mask, but that's not going to, those probably are behind us. And so, it shouldn't even be a political issue. It's like right now we have this virus and we've got to wear a mask. And then maybe one day we don't have to wear one anymore. It's not about who you're supporting, It's about saving your life.
It's about
I had 5 friends die of COVID. 5 friends die of COVID. Life is short. And so I'm very protective of myself with it.
And every day you see, even on Facebook and elsewhere, this one is honoring this relative or this friend that passed of it. And all different ages. Some people have no pre-existing conditions, and it just happened. Nick Cordero, the Broadway actor, that 41 years old, healthy, just got married, baby, gone. It's an unbelievable thing. It all comes down to row, row, row your boat. And Rini loves your song life philosophy of row, row, row your boat. That's what. And Marilyn, if more people believe like that, what a wonderful world this would be. Marilyn is watching in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, thank you, Marilyn. You're beautiful.
Yeah. Linda asks, would you ever do another television series?
Sure. Yeah. But I want a sitcom. I want to be funny again, Yeah, I think I would love to do a sitcom again. Mm-hmm.
You would be great.
I'm the old drunk or the old, horny old aunt or whatever,
Ida.
I don't care what I play. Just let me be on a show.
Jennifer says we need peace and love and harmony, which will bring us good magical energies to the earth, heal the people heal the earth. Jen is Zen. Christine says, I agree with both Jim and Suze on their thinking they just spoke of. I do believe there are lots of us that feel the same way. We are really reflecting during these times, which is so true. Renee in Iowa, there is a 30-year-old man fighting for his life today that is a friend of one of their church members. And she just sent out prayers requests about an hour ago. So, that's
I wish you well.
Yeah.
Right.
Sending prayers. I was mentioning before, when you were charging up the computer system, when you look at all of this body of work, what are some of the things, Suze, that still give you this great joy and this great blessing? One of the things I think is you realize the blessings that have come your way, and you've embraced them, and you've had a good time with them, and you still have a good time with them as well. It's a very demanding, very difficult, subjective, industry, as a lot of them are, but this particular one, anything to do with media or entertainment, broadcasting, any of it certainly is. When you look at all of this in your body of work, which is phenomenal and continues, what are some of those things that come to mind for you in terms of the blessings that you've had and continue to have?
Well, I love what I'm working on in the present. I appreciate the stuff I did in the past. It all influences what I'm doing now. But I try to stay in the moment, and I try to discipline myself to stay focused on what I'm doing now. I'm always writing a song, or if I have nothing else to do, I'll just go write a song. But I can look back, and I love every minute of it. I believe I know one thought that I have which is I'm really grateful for the era that I was born in, that I grew up in, because we didn't have anything like COVID, and we didn't have, things aren't great right now. And my years have been all
the school shootings and all these things. And
we could go to I used to hitchhike to the store. Nobody was going to hurt me, and never did. It's like it was a safer, nicer world. And
the neighborhoods would watch out for each other. Like the moms would watch out for the kids playing, and it was fun and innocent times, and those are gone. And so I'm really grateful for my era. And when I go, I'm going to be happy that I got the year span. It was after penicillin, and we had rock and roll. So it's like,
So I'm really grateful for the time, the era, the span of time. And I want it to be lovely for the people that are young right now. And I hope that it is. I really hope that it is. But yeah, I mean, if I'm going to, I love working every day, waking up in the morning and having breakfast and then, getting into my book. So I just try to keep it gentle.
That's what it is, exactly. And when you look at it all, as you keep it gentle, is there anything that you haven't done personally or professionally that SUZE still wants to accomplish, or still on that, gee, I would really like to be a part of that, or do that, or help foster that, create that?
I don't know. Somebody asked me to do some kind of podcast thing today, and I feel like I have a lot of stories to tell, and I would like these stories to maybe be a lesson for somebody that may have experienced some of the similar situations. So to be more accessible for service, or through my creativity, be able to tell a story that might help somebody else. My son had some very serious health issues when I was raising him and I was young. And, I think that if I can give people courage that are facing similar situations, I think we have to have empathy and teach through our creativity. That's why I think God gives you gifts. And if you don't use them, I don't think He's very pleased with that.
You're right, exactly. And that's beautifully said. Do you get a chance to speak with, or mentor or encourage up and coming talent that want to sort of enter this, sort of maybe guide them and give them a little nugget of knowledge, before they step further into this craft and this line of work?
I taught acting for a while in LA, and I encouraged a lot of people. I don't know if anybody remembers Glenn Quinn from Roseanne.
Sure.
He was my next door neighbor's maid when he first got here from Ireland, and I was out shooting, and we started talking, and I got him an agent and shot his headshots, and we became very good friends and gave him a few classes. And yeah, I have really opened doors for younger people that I believed in, or I felt they had that special thing that. But sadly, he died of a heroin overdose. This is a very difficult business, and it will go to your head. And no matter how much I warned him, don't let it go to your head. You're up one day and you're not up the next. Sometimes, most of the time, whatever goes up has to come down. And so, he didn't listen. So. What can you do? Yeah.
How have you been able to keep the balance and the steadiness and the understanding of what goes up comes down, and that, the movie set, the TV set is not necessarily reality, unless it's, a made for TV movie that's a reality story or something, but just generally knowing that there might be a day where the phone doesn't ring, and you have to understand that, be prepared for that. So if it doesn't ring that day, go do something else until it does. How have you been able to remain so humble and balanced and aware of that, so it doesn't affect you and it didn't take you down or take you out like it has for so many people?
Well, I have friends that put off having children. Luckily, I had my son when I was very, very young, too young. However, he's one of my best friends. And so I had friends that put off having kids for their TV careers, for their acting careers, and then they got too old and they weren't able to have kids and whatever, So I think having I never only thought just show business. I never thought that. I mean, I thought of being a mother and loving and being a good wife and there are other things in life besides just your career. But I do believe you can be good at all of it if you know how to do that, if you work it out.
You've been able to balance that it seems beautifully. It reminds me of that commercial. She goes out to make the bacon, then comes home and fries it in the pan. Remember that commercial? I forgot what that commercial was. I hear the woman sing, make the bacon and fries it in. Then she's the same person who fries the bacon in the pan. You've been able to do that, huh? It's something that is not necessarily plentiful. It's a great quality to have, to know, to be able to understand the real important, simple things that truly matter in life, right, Suze?
That's right. I mean, yeah, your job is your job, and that's really important. I think the blessed people are the ones who've been able to make a living at their passion, what's in their heart, and I have been very blessed that way. I've never had a job, I mean, maybe when I was 16, I was a cashier at, Target or something. But, since I've been an adult, I've never worked outside of what I was passionate about doing and made a living at it, a decent living at it. I don't have a Kardashian mansion, but nor do I want to maintain one. I've had houses big enough that was plenty for me, and so I'm just, and none of that means anything to me. It never did. It was not my goal. Had it been my goal, I might have gone for that, but it was just never the goal. The goal was to work on what I was working on in the moment.
When you look at, speaking of working on what you're working at the moment, when you look at the various things over the years, are there things that you're most proud of in terms of the career, things that stand out as, boy, I was so happy to be a part of that. Boy, that really was something that just really sticks with me. Some of the projects, productions.
If I was to pick one, it would be having done Night of the Iguana at the Amundsen with Richard Chamberlain and Tennessee Williams. I think that is the project that probably, if I was to pick one, it would be that. And I'm delighted I did The Hills Have Eyes because of the doors that has opened. But yeah, the one thing that I feel I'm really proud of is starring at the Amundsen.
So you've got...
wouldn't even be able to relate to that. They go, oh, but John Travolta, whatever. That was the thing that floated my boat the most. Yeah.
Would you... and Christine says, great attitude. And Issy Gari thanks us as well. She's loving this conversation, watching in Barcelona, Spain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spain and Portugal.
Unbelievable. And Brazil. So what advice would you give to somebody who's thinking about entering this world that we've been describing during this show? I love that. That was perfect. If you just stopped at that says so much.
Make sure you want it.
That was Academy Award winning just doing that.
Okay, I wrote a song and it's the music video with me and Michael Berryman. And it's called Watch What You Ask For.
Yeah, yes.
You just might get it. And it is hard work. And nobody gives it to you. You have to work hard for it.
And there it is.
And here's the thing. Now you have more outlets where it makes it possible to get yourself out there more than when I was young and trying to pursue it. But staying up at the top is harder. It's really hard. And I think that you have to create your own series, your own projects. You've got to be able to use this beautiful system of internet exposure and propel yourself through it. That girl who's doing, I can't remember her name right now. I'm sorry, I should, because I'm a big fan, who's doing the lip syncing of the president.
Oh yeah, I saw her. Yeah.
It's so funny. And I believe she's going to be a huge star. She came up with a gimmick and she got it out there and she's got a huge following. So, I've known Leslie Jordan for years, and he's just now making it happen by doing all these crazy Instagrams. He's dancing every day to music, and people are just loving him. I mean, it's his time. And a lot of it has to do with luck. Luck, who you know.
Timing, luck, timing, and whatever is going on in terms of society and what people are looking for and everything. And it's interesting because some people who've been doing something for decades, and they're used to the structure and the formatics and the big studios and everything. Sometimes you would feel that they would feel threatened by somebody who just does, I don't know, a backflip into their pool on Instagram, posts it and gets millions of views. And that person's been doing something 50 years and they're still, doing their thing. It's an interesting dichotomy. It's an interesting yin and yang, isn't it? How it is now.
That person doing that backflip that gets 15 minutes of fame, it may be just 15 minutes. And that person that's putting in the time, maybe it'll pay off. To some, it doesn't. You have to really focus on making it happen and be lucky. A lot of it has to do with luck and knowing the right people.
So are you going to be doing a backflip in your swimming pool tomorrow and posting it on Instagram?
I'm writing a book, and either people buy it or they don't. It's real juicy, though, I'll tell you that right now, and I can't tell you the title. So, but please watch for it because it's just juicy.
Have the names been changed?
Some. My girlfriend said, if you put my name in it, I'll kill you. Maybe I'll change that name.
Maybe that one. That's a direct threat, right? Exactly. So you're amazing. You really, really are, Suze. You're a tremendous delight. And for folks who have been watching, who know you from so many different things, maybe some from The Hills Have Eyes, which is fantastic, from some of the other projects, the phenomenal body of work, to get a chance in this, sort of deep extended conversation, which is what I like to do. I'm somebody who likes to get to the core, and I like not only for the viewers to have an understanding of what inspires somebody and what drives them and the yin and yang and ups and downs of life, and with some levity. I like people to feel like the experience we've all had together is a rich one and maybe helps them make different decisions in their lives too, and allow the guests to emote and express and in a warm, safe, comfortable environment. I just think that you have so many different aspects to your personality, which are fantastic. And from the warmth and the levity to being able to be serious on the drop of a hat, it's extraordinary. And I think that's why you're still at it and still making a difference in what you do and having fun doing it because of all that.
Thanks. Thank you. It's been really fun. I need to go to talk about real life. I've got to go walk my dog.
You got to walk the dog. Is the dog circling the...
My dog's about ready to go.
That is funny.
I would have to sign off to go walk Stella. But, I wish you could meet Stella. But
is there a way? Is Stella there? Can you hop on your lap or anything? Or
yeah, no, she's in
there. At this point, Stella needs to go outside.
Stella's not happy. She's missing her walk. But
hey, Stella. Suze, you really are amazing. It truly was a joy, an honor, a pleasure. And I truly, truly thank you for the amount of time. You really are a delight. You're welcome back anytime. Maybe when the book is out and other projects, people already said, please have her back. So you're welcome anytime. And I really hope you enjoyed the time with me.
I had a great time. I love being able to see the faces of your guests, and oh my God, Holland, Brazil. It's amazing.
Merlin in Canada. It's been an awesome show. Thank you, Suze.
Oh, Merlin, thanks.
Stay safe. Jennifer, thanks, Suze.
Thank you, Jennifer. And listen, you guys, please follow me on Twitter. I have hardly any. I did Twitter so late. So it's at Suze Lanier on Twitter, at Suze Lanier on Instagram, and of course, Facebook, Suze LANIER-BRAMLETT. I'm at 5,000 there, but I do have a fan page. But I post the same on each.
Yeah, on
But
each.
Instagram, I'd love for you to follow me, and Twitter, follow me.
Sure. And we're
know.
following each other, which is great.
Yeah.
Melanie says she's the best.
Oh,
Kathleen.
I love
Yeah, we love you, Melanie. Hope you'll come back. Kathleen says, thanks, Suze. Have a good night. And Linda, thank you, Suze, for telling us your life story. Marilyn in Wichita, Kansas, thank you so much. Christine, Clifton, North Carolina, thank you for all your time with us and sharing all your amazing stories throughout your life and career. Mary Bishop, thanks, Suze. Made for a great birthday for her. Oh, it's your birthday. I'm going to have to sing you happy birthday. I do that on the show for our...
And that was a few days ago, Mary. Leo's rule. Hear us roar.
I mean, it was your... and down to earth lady, Christine Fairwood says that. And Renee, it's been great getting to know you, Suze. You've had a great career. Thanks for coming on to the show. And Carla in South America and Brazil. Nice to see you, Suze. Thanks for tonight. And well, it's Mary Bishop's birthday and it's your birthday. So we have to sing you happy birthday. So is everybody ready? All the viewers, you guys ready? We'll sing happy birthday for Suze and for Mary Bishop. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Suze and Mary. We love you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. You are welcome. You are welcome. And Linda says happy birthday. And Ernestine says thanks for tonight, Suze. I hope you had a great time. It was a pleasure having you on. I love the time with you.
I feel like I'm not in isolation.
That's
great. Thank you so much. I've had a great time.
It was my pleasure. And it's like we're in each other's living rooms, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I will.
Best to you.
Thank
I'll
you.
Be seeing you.
And wait. Wear your mask.
And it doubles as a scarf. And you made that. You made that, right?
Yes.
Do you? I mean, is that just for you? Do you have an online thing where people can buy them, or?
No, I just kind of had the.
I mean, that's terrific. I mean, what did you use for the fabric? I mean,
I just had the material here.
You just had the material. Good stuff. Happy birthday from Renee and from Kathleen and from Christine. And Mary says, thanks for the singing of the happy birthday. It's our pleasure.
Happy birthday, Mary.
You are with our Masters family now. You're a lovety. You're a lovety.
I'm a levity.
Suze,
right,
thanks.
I'll see you later.
Take care. Thanks for being with us. It was a blast.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Where do I? Oh, leave.
Now you got to figure it out, right?
I will. All right.
Bye-bye.
Love and happiness.
I really loved having you on the show. You take care. Peace, love, and happiness, she said, with the Lovety family. Matches the watch. Cool. It was funny because she switched off and the background changed because of she went from her webcam to her regular computer. Yeah, the mask is like a leopard skin. She made that mask. Really cool, huh? Good stuff. My pleasure to sing happy birthday to you, Mary, and to Suze as well. She was awesome. Happy birthday to you, Mary. Yeah, fun night. Really cool. I mean, she truly is amazing, isn't she? A lot of fun. I love all the different guests that I welcome to our show. Again, she was in what a variety, huh? The Hills Have Eyes. That incredibly, that's a thriller if you ever saw one. Watch What You Ask For. That's the music video she was talking about. Three's Company, Welcome Back, Kotter. I mean, it goes on and on. Incredible career. And still in the business and still loving it. Understands it. She's got the grounding. She understands what it's all about. She's resilient. She cares about people, which I think is A++. She's a vocalist as well. I mean, she's played the run of characters, huh? And has fun doing it. Cool stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode with our very special guest, legendary actress, and vocalist as well, SUZE LANIER-BRAMLETT. She was amazing to have on the show. Lots of fun, lots of levity, lots of excitement. Want to let you know that tomorrow night we've got another amazing show here and another amazing guest. A lot of people are excited about the guest I have tomorrow, Ryan Kelly from Celtic Thunder, tomorrow night, live and exclusively here. It's going to be really cool. He's all excited, and we've been chatting and putting it all together. He's going to be here 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific live. It's going to be midnight in Ireland, where he is. I've interviewed him, again, many times on public television, and I'm so happy he's able to hop on the Jim Masters Show live as my guest. We're going to have a good time, a lot of good memories and photos and a lot of cool conversations. I believe he's also going to perform live for us as well, because in addition to his years with Celtic Thunder, he's got a wonderful solo career, and he is also part of a duo with his other Celtic Thunder compadre, and that is Neil Byrne, who's also with Celtic Thunder. And there's Ryan and Neil. Neil is going to be with us a week from this Sunday. That's right. Ryan Kelly is with us tomorrow from Celtic Thunder, and Neil Byrne is going to be with us the following Sunday on the 30th of August from Celtic Thunder, and there they are together. So a big, big show and a big night tomorrow. Definitely don't miss it. Monday, the incredible actor, film and television actor. He's in a lot of shows and specials and series. This is Joe Finfera. Joe Finfera is going to be with us. You'll recognize him from a lot of shows. And then on Tuesday, Larry Hankin is going to be with us. Larry Hankin, another brilliant character actor in Seinfeld and so many other incredible shows and performances. You're going to enjoy him. He's going to be with us as well. Another great guest that's joining us next week, Marlene Angelides. She's a brilliant actress. She's a wonderful singer and a voiceover artist as well. She's really popular, and she's all excited. I was chatting with all of these guests, the last several days in preparation for the episodes. We also have on Thursday night, this is Diane DeLynn. She is a brilliant jazz violinist. She's going to be performing for us live coming up this week. That's right. She's also a producer. She's a composer, and she's a teacher of music as well, an educator. She's based in Chicago. This is Diane DeLynn, a terrific and very accomplished jazz violinist. She is coming up this week on the Jim Masters Show live. We've got an amazing week of guests, and we had a wonderful guest tonight and last night, Jack O'Halloran, and we had Lando Eugene Murphy Jr., America's Got Talent winner. Don't forget as well, very exciting, my birthday is September 24th. So on my birthday, I, left it pretty much open to maybe just do a fun show with you guys and maybe have a cake and just maybe with family and friends and have a cool, day. I didn't have any guests booked or scheduled, but this just in, we're very excited that the voices of classic soul are going to be here, and members of the Temptations, the Four Tops, the Drifters, and the Platters are going to be my very special guest September 24th. It's going to be unbelievable. Theo Peoples is in there as well. You're talking about some incredible legends. They're coming up on September 24th on the show, and I'm so honored to have them here. It's going to be a special birthday show. Again, these fine gentlemen, the voices of classic soul, were in the Temptations, the Drifters, the Platters, and the Four Tops, and they are going to be here live on the show for my birthday. The representatives asked, when we'd like to have them on the show. And I said, oh boy, we're booked with guests all the way till the end of October. Let's see what we can do. And I remembered that I left the birth date, September 24th, as an open date without a guest, just so we can have a fun birthday show. And then I said, you know what, how fun it would be to have these legends as part of the birthday show on September 24th, which is only about a month from now. We're booked with guests all the way to the third week of October. Every single night, 7 nights a week, we're booked with guests all the way to the end of October. So many people have wanted to hop on this show. And I really am honored and blessed and humbled by that. So Voices of Classic Soul, again, members of the incredible Drifters, Platters, Four Tops, and the Temptations are going to be here, and they're going to perform live, and we're going to have an incredible conversation. Real legends. That's September 24th. Just wanted to give you a little preview of that. Lots of great comments coming in, and that's just some of the guests. That's only a few that I've been able to get, photos for to show you. Good stuff. Good stuff. You love Celtic Thunder. Looking forward to Ryan tomorrow night. You hope you get to work out of time. Can't wait for tomorrow night. Irish Strong. And those of you who are with us for our exclusive host chat pop-up show we did earlier today on YouTube, if you want to watch it, it's really cool. We had a lot of fun, a lot of viewer interaction. We talked about food again, too, and much more. That's on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We would love that. That's Jim Masters TV. Thank you, Jennifer and Christine. Jim Masters Show Live is for sure a variety show each and every night. Thanks. Thank you, Christine. Loved having those questions and the great comments that SUZE, our wonderful guest, saw. I try to make sure I show as many comments as possible. Good night, everyone. Have a nice evening. Ernestine, you as well. Isigari, good to see you in Barcelona, Spain. We love having you here. We're going to do our little star and our relax as well and our toast. Good night. Very enjoyable evening. Take care all. Thank you, Marilyn. It was really amazing to hear about SUZE Lanier and her fantastic life story and background. Great lineup. Love violinists. Yes, she's coming up this week. I think we posted the promo on the Facebook page. Have a great night, Jim. Good night, all. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. You too. We will be here tomorrow night with Ryan Kelly from Celtic Thunder and Byrne and Kelly. It's going to be great. What a nice birthday present. I know, to have the guys from the Temptations, Four Tops, Drifters, and the Platters, the Voices of Classic Soul, on the show. That just happened. They came to me and said, hey, we want to be on the show. We've seen it. We've heard about it. They watched the episode when Landau was on from America's Got Talent, Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. He was a hoot. We chatted for a half hour after that show. It was so much fun. He was amazing. Just loved doing that. Looking forward to September 24th. Save the date. Thank you, Carla, in South America, in beautiful Brazil. Wow, love the classic soul music. Me too. Wait till you hear all the people we have coming up between now and October and more. We booked 4 more people yesterday, Friday, that wanted to come on. The hard part is negotiating the calendar, because the calendar is so full, 7 nights a week, and moving things around based on my schedule with my professional work and the schedule of the guests. And, I try to format it with different guests so it isn't the same stuff all the time. You don't want to be talking about the same kind of topic all the time, because this is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series. So we like to do a lot of different things. Looking also forward to the first Thursday in September. Paul Byram is going to be here on Sunday, September 6th. Paul Byram was also with Celtic Thunder, and he has also had a fantastic solo career as well. He wants to come on the show. That's Paul Byram. So we've got Ryan Kelly tomorrow for all of you Irish fans, and that's Ryan tomorrow. Then the following Sunday, Neil Byrne from Celtic Thunder and Byrne and Kelly. There's Ryan and Neil. And then on September 6th, from originally Celtic Thunder, and Paul Byram, of course, has his own fabulous career. He is here on September 6th as well. Enjoyed tonight's Lovity show. Good night, Mr. Lovity. Good night, Lovities. That's what it is. I think everybody, all the guests, they love when we bring them into Lovity Hall here, huh? Voice of Classic Soul was meant to be in Lovity Hall on your birthday with all of us who deserve it. Thank you very much. It will be awesome. My music, Merlin, you got it. Charles Rosenet, enjoying. Thank you very much, Charles. We appreciate that. Carla in Brazil, a toast celebrating Lovity's birthdays and one more episode night. See you tomorrow night. You got it. Yes, absolutely. We're going to have a lot of good times. Jennifer says, Jim, thank you personally for all you do for your show, behind the scenes, getting in contact with all these cool people. Appreciate you and what you do. Thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure. And you were here for our Flower Power. You were here for the pop-up show, the 2-hour pop-up show we did this afternoon, which was very casual. I had the cup of coffee, and it was casual, and you guys were casual. And we chatted for 2 hours about life and food and travel and all kinds of cool stuff. As a host, that's what I like to do. As much as interview the guests that I bring on, I like to have conversations with the viewers and the audience. I've done that work for years on television, on radio, and so much more. Have a good night, everyone. You too as well, Renee. All right, gang. It's part of our goodbye ritual. And don't forget, we have Gilligan here. Gilligan, thanks to the lovely Dreama Denver. Aloha, Jim. Dreama Denver, wife of Bob Denver. That's right, Gilligan. She's an amazing person, and we love Dreama. She was a guest on the show, of course, actress and radio station owner, producer. She was a guest on our show just a couple of weeks ago. You can see that episode on YouTube. All the episodes are on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you can. And she sent Gilligan, Bob Denver. She says, you know, I see you have George Burns, Jeannie Silver, and Jimmy, and you got to have him on the show. So she sent me this as a gift from Dreama Denver, Bob Denver's wonderful wife, Gilligan. And was on Dobie Gillis, too. Have a good night, everybody. You can see the pop-up show on YouTube if you wanted to watch it, elements of it. Renee in Iowa, have fun watching The Hills Have Eyes with our very special guest, SUZE Lanier. Again, I think, I haven't seen it in years, actually. We saw it when it first came out. It was, again, on a Showtime preview weekend where they were previewing Showtime to get you to subscribe to Showtime. Good night, all. All right, gang, we're going to wrap up. Don't forget to relax, to breathe, to love one another. We show this every night on the Jim Masters Show Live, Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. We wanted to just wish you all the very best. Take care of one another. Be kind, be good to one another, love one another, and don't forget to breathe and relax. It is the weekend when we're doing this, so we're going to the beach tomorrow. We're going to sleep in, and then we're headed to the beach to have a really good time, you know, relaxing by the water with family and friends. So we're going to do that. And then we've got our big show tomorrow with Celtic Thunder's Ryan Kelly. So don't forget, gang, love one another, breathe, and relax. And it was cool singing happy birthday to our special guest and to Mary Bishop as well. I enjoyed doing that. I know you guys want me to sing more, so we're going to try to work that in and maybe strum the guitar a little bit for you. I might be the host of the show and the producer and the star, but I think you guys are too. You and you and you and you, all of you are the stars of the show. We show this every night because we truly believe that. Gang, we're going to wrap up. I toast all of you. Not much left in the glass. It is National Lemonade Day, so we've got some lemonade iced tea here. We'll finish it off right now. So you guys take care of yourselves, and good night all. You too, Mary and Kathleen and Isigari in Barcelona, Spain, and all that Jen said, and thanks for giving us your time with the enjoyable afternoon show. Lovities, the pop-up show. My pleasure. I'm really enjoying doing this, and we're just growing it, and it's growing by leaps and bounds. And the more you guys spread the word and you tell everybody and you share the links and have the watch parties and like, subscribe, all the rest. You can find me on Twitter as well at Jim Masters TV, Instagram at Jim Masters TV, Facebook at Jim Masters TV, and YouTube, Jim Masters TV. Have a good night. This was an awesome show. 2 shows in one day, 2 hours of a ad hoc pop-up show, and a couple of hours here, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Wow. I should be paid by the word. 2 hours and 45 minutes. We've been together like 4 hours and 45 minutes together. Those of you who've been with us twice. That is fantastic. Double Lovity, right? You guys are the best. I've got a great audience here of Lovities. Cheers, H2O, you as well. And Jennifer, I'll be here tomorrow night with Jameson Irish Whiskey. Party, slancha. Oh, you're really going to get primed for Irish night tomorrow, huh? With Ryan Kelly. 2 shows, double the fun. Right on, Kathleen, the Queen of Queens in New York. All right, gang, you take care. Love you all. We hate saying goodbyes. You know that, right? So it's about 10 to 10 p.m. Eastern here. We started at 7 p.m. live. Amazing. These shows are epic. I don't know many shows that are, unless it's a concert, I don't know many shows like this where, it's this epic and eventful as far as the length and all the aspects of it. It's very, very cool. And the first thing I do when I wrap up the show is I go soak my feet. No, I massage my legs from all the standing and moving around all these hours. Morning. It's morning for you. That's right. You are in Japan, right? I believe you're in Japan, Yan-Sok. Thank you very much. You've been commenting on my Facebook page. I love having you there in Asia. Thank you for watching the show. Yes. Thank you, Yan-Sok. Very beautiful picture of you as well. And it's nice to have you there in Asia. We really have an international audience, which is growing by leaps and bounds. I just can't believe it, with so many people from all over watching. And that's really cool. And just represents what the globe is about. The show is sort of bringing people together from all different cultures and aspects and interests. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I know when I started the show, I used to sit. Remember, the show I was seated. And then when we sort of redid the set and we upgraded everything technologically, I made it more maneuverable, so I move around. But I may do a couple of shows where I'm seated. So when I sit, it's going to be like this. You might not see me. We'll have to lower things for that to happen. Get a chair, be comfortable. It's cool. Have a seat. You got it. You got it. You need to get a chair or a stool. I like the stool idea. And then we can sing more. Be a Jim Masters crooner. I know you guys would love that, you said. Good night, old lovedies. Love you too. You too, Isigari. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're going to sign off. Again, great guests coming up tomorrow and throughout the week. But even better than that is the fact that you guys are here. Don't forget to love one another. Take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. We love you. And it's just awesome having you here as my guest on the Jim Masters Show Live. One more comment coming in. Isigari in Barcelona, Spain. Thank you very much. And bye and love to you as well. Isigari in Barcelona. Fantastic. Good way to wrap the show. And Christine Fairwood is still Viewer of the Week. We're going to have a new Viewer of the Week tomorrow. Remind me. Sometimes I get so wrapped up in the guests and the show I forget to do it. So remind me, we'll do a new Viewer of the Week tomorrow. Christine Fairwood in Connecticut has been a wonderful Viewer of the Week. All right, gang. Have a good night. You take care. Be well. Hope you have a good day. We didn't get those severe thunderstorms we were supposed to get. I haven't heard any rumbling. Maybe God and the divine just moved them away from our home studio so we could do this show and have this great night of levity together. Maybe we'll just say that that's what he did, right? Or she or it or what have you. Jim Masters, thank you for your time this time. Till next time. Thanks for being with us on the Jim Masters Show Live. We'll see you tomorrow night. Hope you're here. If not, you can see everything in the archives at Jim Masters TV on YouTube. We love you guys. Thanks for all of the love and support and kindness and great comments and the energy that's just been growing with this show is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. You're very welcome, Christine. You've been an illustrious Viewer of the Week, wearing that crown beautifully. And then tomorrow you hand the crown over to whoever our next Viewer of the Week will be. We'll do that probably after Ryan is on the show. So we have time where it's just us at the end. All right, gang. So we'll see you tomorrow. We're live and we're going to wrap up. And you have a great night or great day wherever you're watching around the world. This is Jim Masters. Thank you for your time this time. Till next time. There's always one that squeezes in at the end. And that's a beautiful way to end, with a heart from Jenna Zen. Jenna Zen. Or on the CB, Flower Power. Peace. Take care. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night or good day, whatever you are watching, wherever you're watching. Hope your moments in life are beautiful. I think that's a wrap. Maybe not. Now rest your legs. Yes, we are going to do that. We are going to do that right now. That's a good way to wrap. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again soon on the show tomorrow night. Bye-bye.